at least you can see my face on my own stream if you want to.
Hey, I have something to tell you then, in that case.
What do you have to tell me? Oh, can I just quickly shout out Iachi, who spoke in my chat before I was even online as soon as my face appeared in the thing, and also dropped a sub before we even went live. You are a champion, Iachi.
You're a champion.
No, sorry, what were you going to say?
Well, do you want to see do you want to hear about the quickest karma that I ever got?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, the quickest karma that I ever got. So it was like the first week of me working at my new job, and there's a lot of kangaroos hanging around, and there was this mama and this baby, and something spooked them, and they were like chilling and eating grass together, and something spooked them, and basically the mom hopped past this fence, and the baby didn't really get the concept of fences and just kind of ran face first into it, and then realized, oh, I should go around. And I kind of chuckled at that. I was like, that was cute. He looks like he's fine. Like, everything's fine here. And I apparently don't grasp the concept of glass door. Oh no! Because not 20 minutes later. But I'm trying to look out onto and I just conked my head right into the
Oh no.
Yeah. So oh no. I can relate. Is all I'm saying.
Cuddly now.
Cuddly now. Cuddly yes.
Cuddly not like this.
Cuddly maybe.
Cuddly perhaps.
Okay, Roger, let us know when you're fully set up.
Okay. I think I'm fully set up. The chat's just been watching me live putting the dice tray in and the everything else.
I'd love to watch you put your dice tray in.
You mentioned earlier this was a behind the scenes viewing. Like this is fine.
Nana loves to watch the dice tray. What?
Oh, that just gave me flashbacks to salad fingers.
No! Oh. I'm hanging up. I'm leaving the call.
Touch the rusty spoons, Marjorie Pumpernickel.
No.
I was pretending so well that wasn't a thing.
I hated watching that series when I watched it. It made my skin crawl.
They made me watch it.
Oh yeah, it was creepy as
fuck. But you watched it.
I did. But you know what made it worse? I then went back and ended up watching Game Theory's analysis of it. So I ended up watching it and understanding it even better. And I'm like, well, why did I do this to myself? Like, why would I? Anyway.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah, like all the pain in my life, it is self-inflicted. You know, it's just how it is.
For some reason, with the cable, my chat can't hear you guys. For some reason, with the
why am I getting you double?
Why am I getting you double?
Oh whoa! And
yeah, what's happening?
Oh, is it maybe your
like
bot?
Several times? David Firth is a treasure. Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Something is going on.
Yeah, something just changed.
Denny, have you switched your main output source back to your normal?
I'm supposed to switch it back?
Yes.
Alright, can you still hear the music now?
No.
That's weird, because that's how it... But I will point out that my mom and my 8 weeks old, the word is, I believe, nephew.
Oh, there's the music.
So we gotta be good.
Watching? Wait.
We gotta be good.
Oh, Josie's mom.
Hi, Josie's mom.
Josie's mom.
My mom.
Josie's mom.
My mom and my 8 weeks old nephew.
Yeah, no swears, guys.
Oh, I can't promise that.
That's the word, right? Nephew is the word. If it's like my sister's son.
Yes, nephew.
I apologize in advance if I swear.
I remember when I was young chap, and my mum always told me, don't talk to strangers on the internet.
So what happened?
Yeah.
Look what's happened.
I mean, I suppose it's a little different, right? So aren't we the strangers that are inviting people to talk to us? Isn't that the idea?
I just gotta fix that.
Denny, can you add a specific audio to your mixer that just picks up the call, maybe?
Oh god, that is a repeat.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm glad me being late didn't affect anything.
Well, we thought it was all working.
And then I turned up and everything went wrong.
Everything broke! Your very presence was
I'm just very quickly, Denny, how I do it, how I did it is, you switch your audio device to the cable, you open Syrinscape, wait for it to load, and then you switch back your audio device before you click play on Syrinscape.
Okay, I'll give that a go. So set to cable, open Syrinscape.
And you wait for all of it to load to where you can see all the images of the small buttons.
Okay. No, do not sign in now.
I always forget to turn off my ducking for D&D.
While Denny's doing that, how's Arthur been? What's going through Arthur's head after these weeks in the snow?
Arthur, when he first came and arrived, he's very cocky, very...
Also, can I say for the record, Archie, like, those logs attacked me first.
He quickly finds out that he is not.
Got him. Nice.
I've been considering...
Make a constitution save.
I'm gonna make a command, a counting command that counts every time Orb actually leaves his seat, pretends to walk away.
Alright, can you hear the music now? Can you guys hear music?
I might.
No.
It's very silent. No.
Oh, but I have it really low, so let me turn it up again.
Turn down for what?
So...
Anyway.
We're the kind of party that will all do that every time.
So Arthur quickly learned that, you know, there's strong personalities, a lot of skill in the team, so he kind of still tries to take the lead, but, you know, he's kind of being reined in a little bit. He has learnt that opening his feelings is a great thing. He's allowed to show emotions and be helpful to everyone. He also learnt that putting things on people and without checking what they are first is not the best idea. Drinking things that we don't know what's in the glass bottle, we found out it's not a great idea. But look, Arthur enjoyed himself flying around. Let's not get that wrong. He would do that again in a heartbeat. But in our latest episode, Arthur actually did some ranger sort of jobs. He actually done his task, and it's actually
amazing.
Got him to thinking. He's actually thinking a little bit more. He's taken a step back for now. He's just sort of gone, wow, all right. So he's kind of conserved himself a little bit.
There's audio.
I got some music.
All right, so I need to see if my stream can still pick up on you guys.
Let's talk.
Can't you add an audio on Streamlabs for just our talk, like just me?
Stream is stop.
I mean yeah.
Because that might be a quick solution for now.
But at the end of the day, Arthur will be a show-off. Always will try to be a show-off. And he will always rise to any challenge.
And but, honestly, we guilty pleasure Arthur for being here with us.
I'm just gonna
we enjoy Arthur's presence,
that down a little bit,
but it's not consensual to the enjoyment.
But yes, that is everything you need to know about Arthur. He's a smart ass. one of the awesome, strong leadership type, which he finally quits.
You forgot humble.
Oh, and humble, yeah, very humble.
Very modest.
So humble.
You know, that word describes Arthur all the The end.
The end. What about Gerald?
What about Gerald?
How's Gerald been?
What would you like to know?
Yeah. What's going through Gerald's head?
What's going through Gerald's head, like at this particular moment, or just a general overview of Gerald's mind at the moment?
How's he been? Like, or like
How's he been?
certain events during these weeks. What's been through his mind?
I mean, above the surface level terror that's always there.
Always. Like that yucky little skin layer on top of your hot cocoa.
Yeah, it's just it's just a constant baseline of terror. Honestly, if he wasn't scared, that would almost be scarier. So
amazing music, by the way, just perfect timing there.
So Gerald has, I mean, bless his soul, he's trying his best. He really just wants to finish the mission and get home, to where it's safer and more comfortable. And if he can, prove himself a worthy ally and worth being kept in a party along the way, then so be it.
We can hear feedback. Just
sorry, that was my stream open.
Okay, cool.
And apart from that, like he's been trying to. He's been a little bit concerned about how much more talkative the Hat has been lately, and is concerned over what that might mean. And, amongst all his other problems, of course. Glad that dinosaurs didn't eat him is definitely one positive. And is now sort of, I mean, right now is very concerned, but also a little curious because, something's going on that's not overtly scary or dangerous.
Very hesitant at first.
Yeah, but then like whatever this thing is seems less terrifying than it should be, perhaps. So
also you did ask the Hat whether to approach or not, and the Hat basically told you either move forwards or backwards. Just move, don't stand still.
Yeah, pretty much. Which honestly did not help Gerald, because he'd be quite happy just to stand still and just let things hopefully play out.
When people say like, you can't just stop and let the world roll by, Gerald says, "Watch me."
Oh, watch me.
Watch me watch the world.
It can roll by as long as it does not squish me underneath it.
No wiser words have ever been said.
That's right. But yeah, the thing about Gerald though is as terrified as he is, he still has this curiosity. Like since he gained powers and started studying, he doesn't actually find that he likes acquiring knowledge, and does enjoy learning and being knowledgeable about arcana and things like that. So the sort of competing with his baseline terror is also a bubbling curiosity that's there as well. And usually terror wins out, but sometimes the curiosity gets the better of him.
And with the circlet of intellect that you got, I'd say both of those aspects have probably been heightened.
That's right. His wisdom is not improved, though, in the slightest.
No. To my own understanding, intelligence has a lot to do with just how vividly and clearly you can remember and recall things.
Yes, it's definitely logic, education, memory, reasoning, deduction, that kind of thing. Whereas wisdom is understanding and reading body language and noticing things about the environment or things of that nature.
Yeah, Danny, how are we doing? Have you fixed it?
Can you hear the music?
Yep.
Yes?
Yes.
Excellent. And Stream can hear music and you guys as well.
Perfect. Do we want to do a quick personal recap for Rudy and Nana and then get started, or do we just jump in?
Yeah, let's do it, everybody.
I feel like we should.
Yeah, because we done 3. Yeah, now we should commit. Okay.
Yes, I think so.
I want rock, paper, scissors. Who goes first?
They developed a P-powered battery in Shanghai. Are you kidding me?
Can't hear you, but I think we both did scissors.
Yeah.
Oh my.
You both scissored.
Oh my.
Rock, paper, scissors. Okay. Well.
Thank you for the drink.
So this is just how Nana's doing in the all together, I think.
Yeah.
This throughout the adventure. You know, Nana's doing okay. Nana appreciates adventures because they are new. They are always changing. Nana's been through a lot, and some of it gets boring. So, like, staying in one spot for a long time, you can just really get caught up in, like, your thoughts. And I feel like Nana Melivora enjoys the breaks that the adventures give her, because you really never know what's going to happen next. I would say she's a little worried for Das Goose right now, just because he's got hypothermia. Like, but she trusts that he's, you know, brawny enough to pull through and everything, but, like, she's just, you know, concerned as a grandmotherly figure would be. I also think she's probably noticed Gerald being a little bit more on edge, but she's the type of person who's not gonna bring it up if it hasn't been brought up. Like, she might say, hey, how are you doing? But then, like, if nothing is brought to light, she's not the type of person to go prying into other people's business. She's more of the type of person that, I'm here to listen, and if you want to come to me, that's like open to converse. But if they're not ready to share, then she's not gonna go, you know, like, hey, are you okay? Hey, are you, you know, like that. She's not that type of grandma. She is probably wanting a little bit fresher ingredients for the food. That's probably the only thing she's really like,
She's probably just been dealing with nuts and berries for the past
week. Yeah, and like the frozen stuff, she's like a little bit, you know. She's like, you can only make so many stews, man, but
need some fresh veggies.
Wants a salad very badly.
Just like grabbed a few chunks of bark from the cluster of trees you find, just to have something to fill out.
That. Hey, if they were like a certain type of, can't you like make tea out of that?
Yeah, you can make some.
I was gonna say
bark tea.
Tips you can use.
Yeah, if they're fresh, if they're like shoots.
Oh, they probably wouldn't be. But
no,
yeah.
But bark, tree bark, that kind is actually used to fill out bread.
Huh.
Oh.
Yeah, and like porridge, it's to add like a little bit of carbs and fibers, just a little bit of texture.
I'm guessing Nana would have known that, but not me.
Just like sawdust, basically.
Fill your bread with sawdust. Good for your stomach.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anything else you want to know about Nana? I feel like that's probably most of it.
Yeah, I do want to touch on as a GM and just say that the lack of greenery, the lack of like actual nature might become a problem.
I think this
is happy to see a houseplant.
Right, like I think she was really excited to see that batch of trees, like yeah. I think this is probably the hardest adventure just because it's been so barren everywhere. Hardest in terms of, you know, just like that connection to nature, because she's not an ice gnome.
And also being shorter than the snowdrifts in general.
Okay, wow. Well, you went there.
Not go there. It's kind of been the centerpiece of all of our walking formations
Nana is a small bean, and
look,
you need to respect that. Respect the bean.
Oh, cuddly.
Bean respect.
I always respect the bean. Jelly beans, coffee beans, kidney beans. I respect all beans, alright?
Small beans?
Small beans, big beans, beans with your head.
As long as they can also take a joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of jokes, how's Rudy doing?
Oh, Josie with the slam dunk already early on.
I'm on fire today.
Yes, I'm here for it.
That's alright. That's right. All those lovely people out there, if only you knew the massive joke that is Rudy Magic Hands McGee's life. Seriously though, Rudy, how is he feeling about the adventure so far? He feels cold. Very physically, emotionally, sexually. I mean, no, he just feels very cold. He's feeling things that he's never felt before. Not just in terms of his own sort of devotion to his god or goddess, I should probably say, but also a deity, probably the better term. But also he's feeling companionship with the party members that he honestly hasn't shared with too many people in the past. He's also wondering if he's, you know, maybe been a little bit too harsh on one of the group as well. He's sort of, you know, slowly coming to terms that maybe he should, you know, lighten up a little bit and maybe go with the flow a bit more. But overall, he's happy with the progress, very concerned at the moment, like Nana, for Duskgoose, because he is, you know, the cleric of the group. He is pretty much in charge of keeping people alive, and
oh no, hot
one
cheers.
of his companions is potentially going to die.
Scorching.
Hypothermia is no joke. So yeah, he's a little concerned. But at the end of the day, he knows Duskgoose is strong, even though Duskgoose will pull through. But yeah, Rudy is very eager to get out of the snow if possible, because he's doing everything he can to keep his hands moisturized, but there's only so much baby oil you can hide from the rest of the party. So he's running out, he's running low, and these mittens, they're not designed for day use. They're very only specifically designed for night use, so he's a little concerned. But he'll make his way through. He'll make his way through.
Okay,
I mean,
but I used to live in the winter, and I'm not even kidding you. It's not even funny how much your hands crack and like just start bleeding. You're not
bad.
wrong.
It's bad.
The worst.
Yeah, and I mean, if you run out of baby oil, where are you going to find another baby around these parts?
I know, right? Like, if you knew the secrets that some of these purchase roads you up, my god, yeah. Just
Yeah, Bean in the chat coming in with the best comment.
Oh yeah, what's up, Bean?
In only hands.
What was that?
hey,
Rudy should start in only hands.
In only hands, yeah.
Hey, for 2 seconds, the last time someone in chat suggested that Aussie Devro should start an only feets account, I actually got a foot picture, alright? We don't
I mean, at least hands are like less creepy to get than feet.
That's true. Very, very true.
I mean, that depends.
As like a hand model.
Yeah,
like,
are we talking about pictures of hands or just hands?
Oh, just like severed hands.
Severed hands? Rudy gets a long way to fall before he starts taking other people's hands, alright? His hands are perfect. He doesn't need anyone else's hands. He just
I've got a nose model in chat if you want. That's that can give you nose pics. I'm sure.
A nose model.
Wow.
A nose model. Wow.
I'm actually intrigued, but I feel like this is a conversation for, you know, D&D After Dark or something like that.
I feel like
don't
Orb is showing off his beard right now because he's muted and he's going like this.
and
I'm calling him out.
Yeah.
Just look-
Calm down. Stop trying to make a first appearance.
I'm calling him out. I see you, Orb, and I see your beard.
On that note, we're going to get back into Cold Down Under.
Woo!
Last time we started off with Dust Goose being dragged out of the ice river and onto the ice itself. A failed constitution save landed Dust Goose with estimated 3 days of hypothermia before he could move on his own. To live.
Oh gosh, gotta stop preparing a new character.
Luckily, you found a cluster of trees. You decided to, as crossing the river would turn out to be quite the difficult thing to do when you don't have your de facto strongman available. You found a cluster of trees, the first time you'd seen vegetation in almost 4 weeks. And it was a safe spot. Arthur did his best to check around, chop down some wood, some branches, see about, like, could they fashion a raft of some kind? Where Gerald took a walk around the cluster of trees and on the other side found a herd of creatures. Drawn by the smell of cooking food. Drawn by the smell of to begin with, cauldron of food. The woolly triceratops slowly came towards Gerald, who very quickly called for help from Nana, the local wildlife expert, who very famously coined the quote, "So they do move in herds."
Literally my best moment. It's all downhill from here.
As the herd,
I'm not entirely sure. Oh, fuck. Never mind. Sorry, ignore me.
Yeah, your camera kind of froze for a bit.
Ignore me. Yeah, I lost connection to the internet somehow.
No, you're good. Carry on.
Carry on.
I just and as these neared, Gerald, in a little bit of a panic, started storing food around, while Nana just said, just leave him be, and went back to check the food, as a Rudy in distress called out that the food was burning.
Literally the worst thing in the...
Nana rushing back to check on the food, Arthur having pretty much decided that a raft could not be fashioned unless given more time and, to be honest, better lumber. This was not the kind of wood you'd need to make something to get across the river with. During this time, on top of the very massive horse known as Thanos...
I heard something different. I'm sorry.
Horse, right. Gotcha.
Horse, yep.
Yeah. I'm right with you there, Cuddly.
Horse, guys, horse.
Named Thanos, Dust Goose was rolled up.
Thanos is a horse.
Thanos is a horse in this universe.
Oh my god. And then you killed him.
Orb sent me a hand pick.
Is that why you were flexing? He actually was asking. Like, why is Orb constantly flexing?
Oh no.
Now we know. Now we know.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah. And as Gerald was having a near religious moment, trying not to get eaten by these friendly herbivore creatures, they quickly made quick food of what he'd turned around, and then went all the way around, coming to the entrance of the clearing. And as you... Is that pizza? Is that for all of us?
Did you bring it up to share?
Have you got pizza for the class?
Did you bring it up?
Come on!
Yeah, where's that?
Bitches, please!
Where's
looking for food. You offer them food. And in an actual almost stroke of genius, Arthur Orblet kneeled down in front of the closest creature and simply spoke to it. And you all just looked on in awe as Arthur cleverly bargained with these creatures, asking for information, getting a lay of the land, and without much hustle and some food given away, you were offered a ride upon these woolly triceratops. And it was good times. It was a bit hard to get up for some. It was a bit uncomfortable. Rudy started cramping because he didn't want to touch the thing with his hands.
Filthy.
Dusgoose was simply just propped up behind the actual head shield of one of them and hidden inside the wool.
Dusgoose had the best time. He slept in like the most comfort that he's felt in ages.
Nana was on the nose. Nana was on the nose.
And somewhere during the middle of the night, the herd stopped, as they had found you a camp. In this camp, you were given some help by what looked to be a giant of sorts, a humanoid near 9 feet tall. Simply just grabbed Dusgoose, brought him over to the fire while the rest of you set up camp. You talked some with Pesty, a skinny, pale-looking human who seemed to have still a sense of optimism around him. And as you all laid to rest, Gerald was forced into taking a watch because he'd been avoiding it for so long. And in the night he heard a song.
I mean, avoiding such a strong word.
It isn't though.
Called out.
But you heard a song that no one else seemed to react to. And as the faint, muffled voice of Rudy telling Dusgoose a bedtime story inside the tent, you grabbed a torch and you took off to investigate the singing. Where just 100 feet from camp, you found, at the edge of the torchlight, a woman called to you by name and said, "Why don't you come and sit with me, Gerald, and look at the stars?" As you found a woman with blue skin, bathing her feet in a pool of warm water.
Yeah, not sus at all. Not sus at all.
No.
Gerald, what do you do?
And I'd forgotten the fact that she had called me by name as a stranger, which is also concerning.
She knew your name.
Yeah.
Not sus at all. I did see her vent though, but I didn't.
Oh dear.
A little sus.
Little sus. All right, so just repainting the scene for myself. So it's nighttime. There's this.
It's nighttime. You have a torchlight, and just at the edge of the torch, you can see what looks to be a hole in the ice, and you see this woman just sitting there with her feet down in the water, steam rising from the water itself, and she's patting like the ice next to her and says, "Why don't you come and have a sit with me, Gerald?"
Oh, all right. I gotta just remember how Gerald's actually thinking about this. I've been thinking about this a little bit during the week. How? I mean, pleasure to meet you, but how do you know my name? And I don't believe I know yours.
Well, some things you can just see, some things you can just hear. And let's just say your group of friends is very loud over there.
Oh. Well, I guess that explains it, probably. What was your name?
Oh, my name? What would my name be?
Do you
know
not have
what?
one?
I might. I'll tell it to you after we're done here. Why don't you come and have a sit? Look at the stars with me, Gerald. But don't get in the water. Just your feet. It's quite deep.
Oh. Can I make some feeble attempt at an insight check to see whether there's to see what her deal is? Because my insight is terrible. 18 though. That's actually very impressive for Gerald.
18.
Nice.
She seems to genuinely want you to come and sit down and look at the stars.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay.
as far as like ulterior motives, it's hard to tell. But she's kind of like seems suddenly impatient.
Okay. All right then. I was like, did you want me to get my friends or anything, or are you?
Let them rest. You've had a long journey.
I mean that is true, I guess. He sort of thinks, he's like, I haven't just internally. He's like, I haven't used any spells today.
Yeah, well, while you're standing there, like tentatively, she's just humming and looking at the stars above, just like moving her feet around.
All right. So I'm just gonna slowly start, like not with any particular speed, but just very slowly and casually start moving towards her.
She looks over at you but she's still humming, and she just
and I'll just sort of spark up conversations, like so basically so that I don't get there and then start a conversation. I'm sort of just gonna like seem like I'm heading towards to do what she's asking, and just carry on the conversation to try and get more information about what's going on. So so Jill will be like, so I see obviously you've got this lovely blue skin. I've met some other folks of these parts that have incredible physicalities due to the blizzard effects. Are you also such one that is such touched?
No. They are quite remarkably. They have managed to actually assimilate the blood of an ur-dragon. It's quite a remarkable feat. I wish I could, pry them, poke them with some questions. I'm always curious about learning new things.
So am I. No. We have that in common. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm from here, and she just gestures to the water.
Oh, from the river?
No, the river. It's different. The river sometimes leads to where I'm from.
Oh.
But this here, if you'll don't, I say take a look, but don't go in.
All
and
right.
You'll see what I mean.
Do a backflip in.
And, no, I do believe that once upon a time, some human or other did eventually wander down into this little pond, if you will, and they simply took a liking to it, and over the ages, people like me emerged, touched by the water.
Oh, that's quite remarkable. All right, I guess I think Gerald found the fact that she warned him to be reassuring. Like, rather than just like, oh yeah, everything will be super fine. She's like, just make sure you don't look in. There's a little bit of caution there. There's like a little bit of looking out for Gerald, and Gerald appreciates this. So he's actually going to go ahead and he's not necessarily going to put his feet in the water, but he's going to just park down nearby, like just sit near her, just cross-legged for now.
Yeah, and as you're looking, the pool itself, we move you closer. Look at our pretty map here. The water itself is, even though she's moving her feet, splashing around a bit, the water is perfectly still.
Oh god, I didn't realize I was on a battle map.
Rip.
It was at this moment that Gerald knew.
I literally just typed F's in chat if Gerald dies.
This is where the creature just like slicks her hair back. It turns yellow, and she's got a thick collar and says, "It was me, Dio."
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, but as you're looking down, the water is perfectly still, reflecting the starry sky above. And looking up, there are no clouds, and it's like all of a sudden, it's just everything seems still, and you can just hear her humming, and you can see the stars in the sky. Looking down, you see the stars perfectly reflected in this pool, but also you suddenly see something moving
In
beneath.
Yeah,
in the pool.
Right.
But it looks like it's one of those forced perspective things with light like on water. Either it's something very small near the surface or something huge but far away. And you notice that the water itself, only the surface seemed dark, and it almost seems to go brighter down below. You can see shapes moving around.
That's quite interesting. Is that what you were talking about? I sort of, point down at the shapes. Is that why I should not get in? I assume.
I'm afraid it's a bit deeper than it seems at first glance. Yes.
Right. Deep water. Look out.
When did you last watch the stars, Gerald?
Oh, well, I guess right now with you. I still don't know your name.
Do you ever wonder if anything comes
Totally
from
avoiding
the
my
stars?
question. Well, I mean, I wonder a great many things. A wizard, you see, obviously, right?
Yes.
Lights.
Just like giggles like wizard.
Light comes down from the stars.
She leans in close. She puts her hand on her on her thighs and just like leans towards you and says, "Gerald, I can't see the fire. It's okay.
You can't see the fire?
I can't see the fire.
Oh, you can see the fire.
I can see the fire. It's so angry, Gerald.
I don't.
Why?
I mean, I'm sure they've got a fire back there.
No. Gerald, I know what you did. I can see it. Someone as old as me, it's clear as day.
I don't know that I know what you're talking about. I'm sure.
She just sighs, looks back up to the stars, and she says, "The singing mistress could protect you from it, you know?"
And then like there's like a he's obviously, there's a glint in Gerald's eye, and you can, if anyone was there, you could see that like he sharpens up a little bit. The singing mistress.
She looks over at you, smiles, just like tilts her head and says, "Can I try on your hat?"
Oh.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Just for a little bit.
Friend. It's a little bit... It's a little bit of a thing.
I'll tell you my name.
Tell me your name, then.
Give me your hat.
Oh, this is getting erotic.
I'll let you touch my hat. You want to... In exchange for your name.
Gerald, please. PG-13. Gerald, please.
Touch my wizard hat.
Just the tip. Touch the tip.
If the hat allows it.
And she, in abyssal, asks the hat, "Can I hold you?" And the hat just like eagerly goes like, "Yes."
Hat is
Gerald, hand me over, damn it!
Hat is killing your girlfriend.
And I sort of reply in abyssal, well, that was very unexpected. Do you two know each other?
The hat goes, "Never met, but look at her. I mean, Gerald, think about this logically, as much as you like to.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell that your brain is saying, this woman could kill us. It's screaming. This could end horribly.
Oh, yes. Mm.
Why are you not doing what she asks?"
My body.
Oh, I hadn't thought of it like that. You know what? Great point. Well made. Madam.
And she takes the hat and like gingerly just puts it on her head and just goes like, it's a funny looking hat, Gerald, but I like it. And she just like pets the hat a little bit and says, "Hello."
Like, that's
you.
incredibly reassuring for some reason. You kind of breathes a sigh of relief that she didn't just like immediately torch it or toss it in the water or all the number of things that he thought was about to go wrong. And he's sort of like, oh, it is a little bit of a silly looking hat, I'll admit, but it's my silly looking hat, so.
Yeah. And as she's talking, she's looking over at you and says, "About that fire, Gerald.
About that name, madam."
She smiles, and she puts one of her hands down into the water and like moving it around and says, "Well, it's Nadia."
Nadia. That is
and
lovely.
She pulls
name.
up what looks to be like a red sort of like arrow-shaped algae of some kind, and she sort of like just fastens it to the back of the W on your hat.
Oh.
And taps it a little bit.
It's kind of like
a
feather.
Yeah, but it's a bit smaller. But it does look like a feather, but like
it's like an underwater feather for the hat.
Yes.
I love it.
Be careful if it starts smelling after a while.
You smell like fish, I swear to God.
You know what? That's not bad, Nadia.
That's good smell seafood.
I thought it needed a little pick-me-up. It's been so long since I've been sitting under the stars. I'm glad you could join me.
Oh, I'm glad I'm alive to also join you.
Nice save.
So.
And she's just humming, looking up at the stars.
Now,
she seems to just be enjoying your company.
That's kind of sweet. So, look, let's say I might know something about a fire, perhaps, in the past. You did mention something about a singing someone who might help in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and she sort of like puts her hand on the surface of the water, lifts it up, and as she does, like a ball of water comes with her hand up. And she just holds it, like, it just looks like a perfect sphere of water in her hands, and she's just looking into it.
I guess you are a wizard. Look at that.
She like does the David Bowie thing, going like, ooh. And says, yes, no. The lady song of the spheres. I'd talk to her a little bit. She's still down there. She's not too much around here. I can't hear the song too well when I'm up here.
Mm-hmm.
But she says you might need help.
That is normally the case, yes.
You will, at some point, be given the illusion of choice. And the bitter flame will try to claim you.
Ah. Can you tell it I'm spoken for?
The bitter flame has you spoken for. That's what I'm trying to help you.
Oh. I don't like...
You will be given the illusion of choice. There will come a time when you will all be put to an important choice. And the blood pact that you have with the bitter flame will prevent you from choosing anything else.
Oh.
But the Song of the Spheres, she could help you.
The Song of the Spheres. I don't... DM Josie, I don't think I've ever heard of this before.
No clue.
Never heard of it before. Okay. This is new information. Tell me where... You seem like a lovely lady, Nadia. I have searched very long for any kind of information that might lead me to help with, say, my affliction. Let's go with that. How do I pursue such knowledge?
Well, she isn't really around here. She's pretty much everywhere but here.
Oh, well, that's awkward then, isn't it?
But I could help. If you truly want to be helped, Gerald. Because the bitter flame is powerful. It would make you strong. It would make you a force to be reckoned with. But it would cost you your soul in the end.
But only in the end, though.
She could save you, truly save you, if you wished so. And she just holds out a hand towards you.
Gerald sort of reaches out and then hesitates for a moment and then grabs her hand.
And she just whispers, "You need to find the Ur-Dragons. And I need you to roll a charisma save."
Oh, heck.
Oh, heck.
Oh, no.
A charisma save. Well, the good news is that is Gerald's best save. York! 24, baby.
Hey, nice.
24. All of a sudden,
Uh-oh.
you're just standing on the ice. Alone. With your hand stretched out.
Oh. You sort of...
But your hand is closed, clutching an object. But
Is it my hat?
the hot spring is gone. the hat is... For a moment you go like, "Where's my hat?" And it's on your head. The hot spring is gone. Nadia is gone. You're just standing. And there's not even a clear sky. The snow is falling. But you have
turn back towards the camp and just make sure that I'm like...
You're firmly grasping something in the hand that took Nadia's.
It's a fish.
In the torchlight, you see a deep blue pearl.
Oh.
And
into the wizard robe.
You just hear a voice in the abyssal go, "Wait, did all that happen?"
Oh, you saw it too?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
I'm not blind, Gerald.
Hat bonding experience.
I didn't imagine it. Oh, I thought I was going crazy hat. I mean, well, I'm talking to my hat, so maybe I still am.
Gerald, is the thing still on me?
So, take the hat off and have a look if there's still a rakish bit of red.
It is. It's still there.
It is hat. It is still there.
And I want you to add to your inventory. I want you to switch the hat to Gerald's Wizarding Hat version 1.5.
What? Ooh.
Also, Gerald, just remember, souls are for shoes. We go bitter flame all the way.
Souls are for shoes.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, but I think your place in Raft Idiots just might have come up for grabs.
Hey, my name is Chaos Cuddly for a reason.
For real.
For real.
Where do I do that, Josie?
It should be if you go to manage equipment and you search.
Oh, because you've got.
Gerald.
Oh, okay, cool.
There should be 2 of them. One is version 1.
Oh,
and one is version 1.5.
I see. Holy shit. Oh, I see it. Add.
Alright, I'm gonna go cough my lungs out real quick. BRB.
Yeah. Yeah. And
all right, I'll remove the previous version.
As Gerald takes a moment to read through the new things on the hat,
Holy
you all
shit.
can mark a long rest on your D&D Beyond sheets.
Yes, long rest. Take long rest.
Long
Confirm.
rest.
Don't forget to click confirm. I made that mistake before.
And Dusgoose can count down that 1 day has gone by of your hypothermia.
Yes, 2 days left to go. Still
almost a healthy boy.
Also, why is the difference between hypothermia and hyperthermia just one letter, even though they're the complete opposite things?
Because hyper and hypo are opposites in Latin, if I recall.
Oh, okay. If it's the Latin, then it makes sense.
I was gonna say, it's just to confuse lesser beings like myself.
They confuse this being. I thought I was going nuts.
Yeah, one up on me.
The only difference is like the O, switch it with an ER, and then it's like heat-related sickness rather than cold-related.
Yeah, because it's like hyper means a lot and hypo means very little or a lack of.
Okay, right.
So as morning comes to, you've all slept hard and long, except for Arthur, who doesn't really need a lot of sleep. But there's a hustle and bustle, and outside there's like almost a dozen people just packing up the campsite.
A dozen? There was only 2 before.
Oh man.
Only 2 were awake, but there were a fair number of campsites.
Yeah, we will be making hard choices in the future, Nike, that's for sure. Like, this is to do with Gerald's
excluding yours.
patron as a warlock.
Alright, well, can Arthur Orlet, he wants to sort of wake up early and sort of have a
Very
look
interesting.
around the campsite, trying to familiarize himself.
Also, have a look at the new wizard hat.
He wants to
if
know
you guys,
been here a few days,
because remember I've got a chat integration. You can mouse over the stream and see the character sheets. Check out the new hat; it's really interesting.
Rolling up a piece of leather and says, "No, we're heading west. We're heading towards Bura. We luckily before my dear mother passed away, she did pay for a guide service," and he sort of like gestures towards the giant who's like stuffing like in this huge backpack, and it's weird because the backpack looks like it's fastened to a giant-sized basket.
Nice. I love it.
And the giant is like taking almost like full rolled up tents and just putting them in a backpack.
Oh, a backpack. I was imagining like a picnic basket or something.
It looks like a picnic basket without the lid, and then the backpack is like laying on top of it. So on the ground, there's a giant picnic basket, and in the basket is a backpack that the giant is filling.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I get it. All right.
I asked this guy, what is that giant's name, by the way?
Oh, their name is Lejna.
Lejna.
Oh,
no.
What a Lejna.
Sorry, Lena.
Lane.
Lena.
Imagine not reading your own writing.
Yeah, really. Dude, story of my life.
Josie, I love you.
I kind of get up to Lena, and Lena, hello.
Hello. And they just look down at you, like scarred face. It's like covered in tiny cuts all over. You can see like out of the leather vest, the hairy shoulders. And that sort of gives you like a very calm, very inviting look. Like hello, and just like people are walking up with like their pack towards Lena, who is like playing Tetris in this basket almost with all of the packs.
Tetris packing. I love it. I love Lena already.
Yeah.
Lena, how long have you been with the group?
I arrived at their village maybe 3 days ago.
Okay. Has there been much... Oh, sorry. I forgot to introduce myself to you. Last night I didn't say very much. I'm Arthur Orblet III. Yes.
Nice to meet you, Arthur. I'm Lena Midwinter.
Hello.
Just like a big hand comes down,
and
like big enough to almost grab your entire underarm. Your forearm.
I try to actually, shake and squeeze as hard as I can to, try and prove I respect.
Yeah.
So I kind of go, Lena, have you found much dangers across the land at all?
Well, there's plenty really, if you know where to look or where to not look. But they don't really bother me much. Comes with the blood, if you will.
Hey, look, I think you're amazing. Just by talking to you, you sound very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just part of the family. There's a reputation to uphold. I'm not really here for it, but still, I don't want to let the family down, so I do what they ask.
I see. Where is the family?
Well, back in Bora, it's... The Midwinter clan has been hosting the Ice City for a few generations now.
Yeah, right. So you're kind of doing this because you want to, make your family proud. I hear that.
Yeah, it's my aunt is in charge of the whole thing, and I try to be helpful where I can, so I signed up for being one of the guides this season.
Do you like it at least?
Yeah, I like moving around. It helps me stretch. It gets a bit awkward at times, but it's good stuff. And the landscape is ever changing, and I always find something new. It's kind of fun. Meet a lot of people.
The landscape is just as gorgeous as your eyes.
Thank you, Arthur.
All the best, Archie.
Just like,
thanks for hanging out, bud. And thanks so much for the resub. I appreciate the support.
Arthur likes the
all the
big
best, dude.
ladies.
Well, no. I know we will have to do some traveling west ourselves, so do you mind? I thought I'd ask you because you are absolutely amazing, but I thought, do you mind if we tag along with you?
Well, you don't really need to ask me. That's more a thing you ask Pesty. He's the head of this tribe here. They paid for me to come and pick them up, guide them to Bora. That's my job, and if they say you can tag along, then all's good,
Okay. Can you point him out or that person out to me at all?
And Lena just points, and you see like a tall, scrawny, but very pep in the step person in just walking around and is trying to help, and everyone seems to be like, no, I'm good here, and he's just like imploring oh, what can I do, and everyone's just like, no, we're good.
Okay, is he as easy to talk to, just like yourself, or is he a bit harder to talk to? Is he?
He's okay. I heard his mother recently passed, and he had to take over. He'll find his shoes eventually.
Yeah. Okay. If we do come though, we do have a friend. You helped out the Goose last night. If we do come, is there any chance you can help?
Yeah, I was meaning to ask. Is his name actually Goose?
It's the Goose. Does Goose. Let's just say.
Das Goose.
Yeah, it's quite a tale, and look, I wouldn't do any sort of justice explaining the tale of Goose at all. So once Goose comes sort of better too, maybe tomorrow. We had our friend Rudy thinking it might be a couple of days for the Goose to warm up a little, but
And Lena looks around and says, "Which one's Rudy?" And you're all basically awake, packing up camp at this point.
I want to be just obscenely loud and go, "Oi, Rudy!"
Of course you do.
At this point, Rudy like pokes his head out of Dust Goose's tent, going, "Arthur, what? Why? Who are you bothering now?"
Come chat. It's our beautiful friend.
Yes. We chatted last night. Hello, later. How you doing? Did you sleep well?
Come on, say hi.
Oh, Dust Goose. No, you're not. You don't have pants on yet, Goose. Just... What? I was taking Goose's temperature.
Okay.
Oh.
Love it.
Goosing the goose.
Lena takes a step closer and looks at you. Just says, "Do you need any help packing up? I think I could fit some more stuff in my cart."
Yeah, that would actually be amazing. Just give us 2 seconds. We're gonna try and get Dust Goose out of here. Dust Goose, do you think you can? Oh, you got pants on now. Good. Do you think you can stand, Goose?
Can Goose stand at this point, or is he still like
Wobbly?
Wobbly. All right.
It's like you get like the constant blood pressure drop, like when you're standing up and everything goes black. It's just like whenever you try to stand up straight, it's just like woos. The fever just gets to you.
Arthur, stop flirting and get in here and help me get Goose out of his tent.
Wait, what's Nana doing? Nana can help.
I sort of go more red than I already am. And just like, oh fuck, was that noticeable? I'm kind of run out to help the Goose, but I quickly stop before I go in. I'm like, is there any chance you can help our friend once we get on the road, or do you have too much you already have to carry?
Well, I'm not really carrying, I'm dragging. And you can see the basket has like sled rails underneath.
Look, it's okay.
It would probably slow us down if I had to add more weight though.
Look, don't stress. I have a horse.
Dust Goose, you can't help anyone at the moment.
You have a horse?
Yeah, look, it's a nice little party trick. It's a little party trick. I'll show you later, darling. And
Arthur, as you say, it's a party trick. There's all of a sudden there's like this tiny person with like dirty blonde hair, like shorter than a Nana, just looking up at you. And
wow.
Just like ever so like just a little bit shorter than Nana, just looks up at you, and this person just looks up at you and says, "You know magic?"
Magic.
Do you know magic?
I kind of grab out. I think that's some brass coins.
Arthur.
This is a copper. Hey, I put my hand up to Rudy, and I'll grab out a copper coin, and I do the whole copper coin behind the ear trick.
roll sleight of hand.
Oh my god.
This is the face Rudy is making right now.
Nice.
As he's trying to hold Dust Goose up by himself, I might add. You know, like...
Yeah,
struggling.
Nana's like
19.
there, but not helping. Nana's supervising. I want to make that very clear. Nana is telling you what to do, but not able to do the things herself.
Okay, I do it though. I do it.
That's a good roll. 19 is a good roll. And,
Oh my god.
This little person just goes, Wow, Wait. How'd you do that?
I'll show you later. And I run.
Arthur, stop fooling the locals and help me with Dust Goose already.
All right.
I gotta just...
As Rudy's shoving you on, a near identical looking small person, but the hair is like a bit cleaner, shows up in front of you. Arthur just says, "Is that a longbow?"
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Arthur, all but the third.
See Rudy like dragging Dust Goose.
Just come with me. Hang on, Rudy. Goose has got pants on, right?
Yes.
On yet.
Come with me. Yes, it's all on.
We can't fit more people in the tent. I need everyone out of the tent except Arthur Oblin. Please.
Can you wait?
And as this is all happening, Nana, there's like a third, like same height as you almost. Looks like a middle-aged woman, kind of like folds her arm and says, "Those flurry trip twins are nothing but trouble. That Arthur over there is never gonna hear the end of it now that they've seen he's got both bow and magic. Oh, he's in for a treat. He's in for a treat, an annoying treat that will never end."
Oh, I very much look forward to this. Nana's just casually stuffing the cauldron in her bag of holding, just being like,
Nana's saying what we're all thinking.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah, and this woman looks over. "That's a mighty fine trick you've got there. I'm assuming that bag has got some sort of magic-y to it."
Oh yes, it's a whole universe in there. That was a bad joke.
Wow, nice. She holds out a hand and says, Tej Lohil."
Oh, Malivora, but you can call me Nana.
"Well, thank you, Nana. Nana, could I possibly ask you for a favor?"
Well, it depends on the favor, but I'm all ears.
"Look, you know, us short people gotta stick together, and the very, very tall one has offered to carry everything, but I feel like it's a bit patronizing. Would it be possible if I maybe could, put my tent in your bag instead of with the giant?"
Oh, yes, I think that would be fine. Is this... do I need to ask the rest of the party? I don't feel like I do. What's in the tent? Is it a bomb? Yeah? Are you gonna blow Nana up?
And you see, it's just like a rolled up tent. It's like, with like the rope, the sticks, the hides. It's just a tent, like.
Okay, I don't need a perception check.
If you want to, make a perception check.
Yes, thank you. I just want to roll something.
What have I done towards this skepticism?
Josie, we have a clip of you last session saying something very incriminating. And that's why we're worried.
Well, it's not a great check anyway. It looks like a tent, I guess.
It's a 14. 14 total is a pretty good check.
Is that pretty good?
So, like, as you're taking it and stuffing it into your bag, you give the tent, like, a quick frisk, but there's no odd lumps on it.
Thank God. Okay, it's not you, Josie. It's actually me. I'm just very anxious today, and God, if Nana gets killed off, I'll cry.
Get ready for tears.
It was actually a monster. Oh my God.
It's a mimic.
Well, there is such a thing called a bag of devouring.
There is. It's a nightmare.
Why have you...
It's a bag of holding. It's a bag of holding, but every time you try to grab something from it, there's a chance it bites you.
Oh my God.
That's wonderful.
If you say Nana's bag of holding 1.5, I'm leaving.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna
For
take
now.
the bag, just to put it in, and she looks like she might have her hands full potentially with those kiddos. I don't know. She might know them in some way. Actually, I'll ask about it. Maybe if we have time. Sure. She's gonna be like,
You
oh,
have time.
do you? We do have time. We don't have time.
We do have time.
I've got all the time in the world, Cuddly. Play Dungeons and Dragons to your heart's content.
When I speak English, it's like my apostrophe T's silent.
No, I was.
Because sometimes when I say can or can't, everyone just goes the opposite way.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah. No, I usually hear you pretty well, but yeah, I just assumed we never have the time.
No, as long as you want to RP things, I will let you RP things, and when it gets too long-winded, I will expedite things.
Hello. Thanks for the follow.
Yeah.
Enjoy some Dungeons and Dragons.
Nana would like to. Oh, Nana knows the name, but Cuddly forgot the name.
Tej.
There we go.
Tej Lowhill.
She says as she's, more carefully stuffing this in, I think, than her own things, because she knows what her own things can take, but someone else's stuff might be a little more delicate.
Yeah.
So she just goes, so, Tej, do you know those twins?
Yeah, they're the Flurry Trip twins, Sen and Sin. Their father brought him to us like a handful of years ago, and then he went off and he never came back. And we all assumed the worst, really.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear. Well, it's good that you're looking after them.
Yeah, well, it's what we do, really. Can't really. Part of the family, kind of. But on later times, like the last year, they've both become quite. Let's just say, invested in trying to be more useful. You see, Sin has become obsessed with magic, but hasn't really met anyone that could teach her magic. And Sen, he's just always sniffing footprints. He's just like clay. He just, he would look at a print, he would say it's something, turns out he was wrong, and then he'll... They just... We're hoping to find maybe some form of mentors for them when we get to Bora. Maybe leave them there for a year or two.
God damn these kids sniffing.
Are they gnomes? Or is this family gnomes, or are they like halflings?
They're halflings.
Oh, they're halflings. Okay. Because
notice that like most of these people seem to be halflings. It's really only it's really only Pesty and the Giant that are like human-sized. You do see what looks to be one dwarf walking around too.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, well, Nana's gonna give a little gnome advice then and say, kids need to find their passions, and I think if you can help them follow that, then they'll turn out all right. And that's their father did leave a little bit of money, so we'll see about finding them like some actual mentors so they can learn to take care of themselves. Oh, that's wonderful. And I'm guessing by this point most of the party is almost ready.
But
so
unless there's anything anyone else wants to do, we'll do a little bit of a skip.
I think I'm good with Tej, and I'll just probably be walking by my new friend because neither of us can see over the snow.
That's good. Not exist for that.
I'm assuming Orb is summoning a horse. We'll ask what kind it is this time when he returns.
And yes. Gerald would have been pretty quiet this morning, like very thoughtful about, very contemplative, with a very thinking face, stroking his scraggly beard.
And I would say that pretty much everyone except for Daskus would notice that there's a tiny speck of like rose red in Gerald's hat.
Oh, I was thinking it was like green, like algae. Clearly, I wasn't.
No, there is something called red arrowhead algae.
Yes,
I've seen it before. It's really pretty.
Yes.
Give me a second.
Camera. Oh.
No. It's just the battery switch time.
This happens every session, guys.
How short is the battery life?
And then every time I go, but what if it's not the same?
We gotta have
the battery life has always been 2 hours.
Right.
Yes.
I always just see we're back.
Yay!
Okay, now I noticed that Gerald is still on the battle map. I think you should just push him in the water. Dunk!
I mean, who knows what would have happened if you'd failed the charisma save?
Yeah,
Dude,
I know.
Nadia the baddie?
Nadia was a sweetheart. Both Gerald and Roju were quite charmed by Nadia.
And I want to point out the pearl is of adequate value to use the identity spell.
You gem.
Literally.
See what I did there.
Yeah. Does anyone need a 2-minute pee break? Because we're half time.
All good here?
All good?
I'd love to refill my water. If that is cool.
Yeah, sure.
Can I do that?
It takes like a couple of seconds.
I just
to get out of the heat. This is a thick blanket. This is a winter blanket.
No, you're cold.
Roju,
You're cold.
What did you think? What did you think about the hat?
I was reading through it before, and it's quite interesting. I'm trying to think when I would use the ability. I'm surprised it doesn't do anything to ranged attacks.
It is serious.
Yeah, it's very specific. It's very like hastily interpreted. We'll see how it works.
Cool. I look forward to finding a use for it.
You'll find something, I'm sure. Did the water bottle get refilled, Cuddly? We're just sitting here. Hey. Yes.
Fuck off,
Okay.
Mom.
How's everyone doing on their inspiration points?
I still have 2 actually. I haven't used mine yet. So I had the first one, and then
I've
did
got
the second one.
I've got the first one, and I haven't bothered making a community challenge to get any more.
You can't have more than one. You essentially either have it or you don't have it.
Well, I think you said you could have one in reserve.
Yes, you can have
yes,
your finished community challenge to give it like a reset, a recharge.
Yeah. So I didn't make another one today because I was like, well, I've already done the 2.
Yes,
so.
and over on my chat in my end, there are community challenges to unlock some fun little items and trinkets for the party.
I'm always like thinking about going into your chat and just putting my points in there, and then I'm like, no, but then I'll see what it is. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm really like
conflicted. Yeah.
Yeah, I made it so like the next one, when the current active ones finish, the next ones don't say what it is.
Okay,
cool.
that'll be good. So I can drop my points in there.
And they're all terrible things.
God.
Immediate death.
They're actually, because I roll on random tables. I do not decide by hand. I roll because I love random tables, and it's fun.
Cool.
There are some fun stuff coming.
Awesome.
Fun for who? Fun for who?
Arthur, what kind of horse do we have today as the group gets going?
So I would like to get the twins. I want to get the giant. I want to make a big show about this because it's.
The giant comes over, but looks like a little bit like, do I have to be here? I have things to do, but sure. I don't want to be rude.
Oh, jeez, that makes me feel.
Remember, Org, you're not a bard. Not.
Don't tell him that. He won't be able to perform.
I did do some calculations. I think it's like level 11 or 12. Arthur could take a level in hard. It's like
we can't have that confirmation bias here, please. No.
So
Keep him on the
obviously trying to show off at front of everyone. He's thinking of a name of a horse that would obviously make the best horse ever. And only one name pops to mind. It's so simple, it's so easy.
God.
It calls forward Arthur!
Of course he does. All of
and
us
you get
saw that
this like,
coming.
it's just like in a sparkle of glitter, all of a sudden there's like a majestic white horse. Its mane is flowing in the air. And it's got these like, you know, tufts of hair by the hooves, and their two are just swaying in a non-existent wind. And the horse The horse really has the face of, oh, I'm gorgeous.
Just like tosses its mane.
Yeah, it really does. Like, oh.
Does it like look towards like people and like flash its teeth like a big toothy smile, like like
It does, but only like half the side. It's got like a cocked grin and it's got like uncomfortably long eyelashes. And you see the little one of the halflings one of them walks up and like, interesting, what manner of beast is this? Would this be a horse? And the other one just folds her arms and just goes like, that's not real magic. I saw your cloak glow. That's a spell beast effect. That doesn't count.
Oh!
Don't shush me.
Shushes the child.
The giant is like looking around and was ready to clap, and when no one else does, just like puts their hands down.
Oh no!
Ta-da!
Over to the goose.
Yeah, the giant. Lena helps you put the goose up comfortably, getting
thank God.
sorted.
The whole time, Rudy's just been like,
holding goose up.
Rudy, roll.
And then you see Lena sort of like walks up to this big basket they've got, and puts their feet like on the sled railings behind it, puts their hands on the actual like the handle of the giant basket, and just starts like kicking, and it just moves forward.
Scooter! It's a snow scooter!
Snow scooter!
That's so cool.
But it's not fast, but it does like plow the snow. It's almost like angled, and it's pushing the snow down as they're going, and they're taking up lead, just like making a path for everyone else.
oh, nice.
And this little tribe of people, they're like kind of jovial. They still seem to have good spirits about them. They've all got their packs on, they're walking, some are talking. And you can see the dwarf is like taking up the front, talking to Pesty, the gesture, like doing wide gestures as they're going. And it does take about 2 or 3 hours when you hear when the giant stops and you can hear water. And as you were going, Gerald, there was no sign of any hot spring anywhere. It was just like nothing. And I want to point out, so that Orb hears it too, Arthur does notice the speck of red in Gerald's hat, in the brim of Gerald's hat.
Oh, I do notice that. Okay.
Yeah, everyone except Dusgoose has noticed.
Yeah, Dusgoose is still feverish to notice.
Ben, sort of person he is, he turns to Gerald and go, something's different about you. Did you cut your hair?
Oh, not recently.
No? It's something that has changed. Maybe it's your... Oh, it could be your hat.
Oh, this old thing. It's just the same as ever, really.
I want to poke the red thing.
Of course you do.
And I want you to roll a perception check as you do.
And sort of Gerald kind of like jerks away from the poke as well.
Don't poke my hat.
Arthur, what are you doing? You know how I feel about poking.
Reluctantly from breaking out of conversation with Ted, she goes, "Don't poke leaves," and then turns back.
Yeah, and you poke it. Nothing happens except Gerald like wincing away, giving you the stink eye.
I kind of like. What is that though? Like,
it's a wizard hat. It says wizard on it. I'm sure we've been over this, Arthur.
I kind of turned to the party and go, is it me?
Rudy comes up behind Arthur and slaps him on the shoulder and goes, Arthur, leave poor Gerald alone. Come, help me balance Dust Goose. Look, Dust Goose is falling over on the other side of the horse. Go, quick.
Okay, and Nana comes up. Nana comes up in all her infinite wisdom. Tej is doing her own thing. She just goes.
Yeah.
Sorry, we really gotta do this for this one.
Go full Nana.
You all right, Gerald?
Oh, Nana. Oh, it's just you. I thought Arthur was coming for another poke at me.
No. You shouldn't poke strange leaves.
Oh, you're talking about the thing on the hat. Yes, that's just well, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's quite nice, isn't it? I thought it adds a little flair, you know.
I'm sure it adds some flair, and that's all she says.
And
she just kind of fades back into the.
No, before Nana sort of disappears, though. Gerald is like, look, I'm okay. I mean, I just want this to be over with, Nana. You know, I'd like to get back to my books and, you know, safety, that whole thing.
And Nana pats his hand, because that's probably, you know, elbow. Yeah, maybe she can reach the shoulder, but let's go with hand. It's a safer bet.
or like she like tugs on his robe to get him down to yeah. Pulls him down.
Goes, I miss the green. And then she can fade back into her little wherever she was walking.
And I will say, Gerald, roll a perception check.
Okay. Perception is not his strong suit at all. 8.
8. Okay.
That's very on brand.
Very on brand.
Can Rudy catch Gerald's eye and just give him a quick little thumbs up? You know, just to let him know, you know, that he'll try to keep Arthur away for a little bit, like just a little. He's got your back.
Daskus doesn't know what's going on, but he sees Rudy doing a thumbs up, so he's like,
Gerald completely does not understand the gesture, and is sort of like,
I love it. Yes.
He's like, why is everyone hassling me today?
You're having this conversation. Looking back, you realize that the giant has let go of the sled, is stomping down some snow, and has made a clear path to the river. And basically just been moving snow around and says, okay, everyone stay where you are, and then after I'm done, come over 3 at a time. And Pesty walks up. Pesty and the dwarf get close, and they give a nod to Lena. Gives a nod back. They talk about something you can't quite hear. And Lena turns around, gives an awkward look over their shoulder, and just start taking their clothes off.
All right.
And as standing there, all of a sudden, there's just a 9 feet tall, butt-naked giant, but you can see the shoulders and down the back almost is a big patch of fur.
Where's Arthur when you need him?
And all of a sudden, Lena looks back one last time, and you can't hear it, but you can see the heaving of the shoulders. There's a sigh or a big exhale, and then suddenly the fur starts growing, just covering more and more of their body. And before you know it, Lena is on the ground, and you can see the legs. You're a bit far away, but you can see something happening. And the legs start fusing up. and the arms get like thinner and wider, and after a moment, this creature, still massive in size, just like flaps around, and you can see what looks to be like almost like a wolf's head on a like massive seal's body.
What?
And you can hear just a voice. You can just hear, like, see it moving its snout, and then Pesty and the dwarf, they start like unpacking the giant basket, and they go down. The dwarf is like unhooking something, and the basket comes off the rails, and they fasten it to the back of this creature. And Lena just waddles down into the water, where Pesty and the dwarf starts loading the basket up with all of the items that were in it. And then you just see this, Lena just swims away over towards the other side. And Pesty turns around and says, okay, can we get the twins over so we get that done? And they sort of like walk, they just like get forwards, and there's another person with them. And they start talking, and after a moment, Lena comes back, the basket now empty. And Pesty just like lifts like 3 halflings up into this basket. And Lena takes off over the river again. After a few minutes, comes back, basket is empty. And it goes a few rounds, and all of a sudden, it's your turn. And Pesty is just asking, who wants to go first?
Dusku's go first!
Dusku's quite big. We could go Dusku's and Nana in the same.
I would say that's definitely the right call.
Yeah.
Nana, do you mind going first?
No, I'd love to go first. Let's go, Goosey.
Okay, but we would probably need some help getting Dusku's in, yes. And right. You see now Lena coming back up, and looking at it, it's like, it looks like a canine head, but it's a bit more stocky. And they're just covered in this like fur, but it's very short fur, and just like waddling up with these big like clawed flippers almost.
So not what Nana can turn into.
No.
But she's impressed. She's like, this I want.
This would be like, imagine the version of Bunyip I showed, but the head is like more canine shaped, and it's a lot bigger, and it's got
that's
claws.
what I was thinking. Yeah, that's sick. Nana thinks it's sick.
Cool.
And I would say Nana would realize also the fact that Lena took their clothes off before changing means that this isn't magical. This is like an actual physical change.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is not like your wild shaping.
Yeah, this is not druid stuff.
No, this is something else.
Yeah,
this is like a physical change. You change it through magic, but this was not something like that.
I suppose it would be up to Rudy and Arthur to try and get Duskus into the basket.
Yeah, and Pesty and the dwarf are helping, and you can see the dwarf is like very jovial and like smiling all the time. And it's just like, oh, here we go! And start like pushing, trying to help.
And Gerald's like, oh, I'll give you a hand, and casts Mage Hand, and literally has the Mage Hand help push and lift.
Just like you're all pushing, and suddenly there's like a tug, like a hand that just in midair just tugs at the tarp.
Thanks, Gerald. Thanks. Thank you.
No worries. I mean, in reality, it can only actually like assist with 10 pounds worth of weight, but he likes to put on a show of helping. You know.
And you get Duskus in, you roll into the basket, and before anyone realizes, the dwarf just grabs Nana and almost just chucks her up. There's like a half a second of airtime where you're actually like...
Nana is shooketh!
That has been dwarf handled!
Nana's been dwarf handled! You don't toss a dwarf, you don't toss a gnome! There is no you don't toss.
As the fury builds with it, Nana, you feel like the wobbling, and like you're heading towards the water, and you can hear a voice that just goes, "Please stay still until we're on the other side."
All right. As Nana like glares daggers at the dwarf.
And you sink down into the water, and the basket is like barely touching the surface as you're headed over. And it takes a moment, and you come to the other side, and there's a few people there, and there's like almost all of them are halflings. They all seem to be halflings, and they're just like, okay, how do we do this? And you see, then starts climbing up and just goes like, Lena, we might need you to do a tip. If we all get down, hops out, and like, and just like, Lena goes like, okay, and so like slowly just like tipping to the side, and Duskus, you just start like slowly feeling how you're about to just start rolling.
We need all the halflings to do like a trustful thing where they'll like link arms and stuff.
Basically, all of them are like, some of them are holding the actual basket to prevent it from like capsizing to the side, and some other are like, as soon as they can, they sort of put their hands up against Duskus to brace the actual fall.
And Nana just kind of rolls out on top, I'm guessing. She's like, no, you're tipping,
Nana! as you're all out, Lena looks around, just goes, everything okay? Are you good?
We're good.
Okay. And just like turns around and heads down into the water. On the other side, it's only Gerald, Arthur, Rudy, Pesty, and the dwarf left.
Gerald just quickly sidles over to Rudy and worried is like, is that dwarf gonna be okay?
What do you mean okay?
Did you not see what he did to Nana? She's going to kill him.
Oh no, he's a dead man. I don't think even my magic can bring him back after this.
Oh God.
Next.
I say, Jared, I think we should go over next and make sure the dwarf goes over last. We might.
And as you're talking, Pesty comes up and says, "Well, it's the three of you next. We go last to make sure that the sleds get back on." And you actually see like the big two rails are still in the snow.
Ah, excellent. Pascal, and our friend here, I'm sorry, I don't think we've actually caught your name. Rudy's indicating to the dwarf.
Olin Warren. And he, like, grabs your hand with both hands and just squeezes it super hard.
Oh, and just careful the fingers, careful the fingers. Lovely to meet you. Just yes, absolutely. And now that we are acquaintances, just a quick friendly word of warning. Don't eat anything from Nana tonight if she offers it, please. You tossed the wrong gnome. Just letting you know.
Did I?
Yes,
did I?
You did. Maybe an apology might be wonderful. I hope I'm not overstepping, my station here.
No, it's all good. It's all good. We'll be fine. I'll talk to her. We'll be good. We'll sort this out.
Over the dwarf's shoulder, Rudy, you see Gerald like arms straight up, trying to scrabble into the basket, and then failing miserably, falls off and backwards into the snow.
There is a wonderful human just behind you who could use some assistance, though.
Oh, really? Olin turns around, walks up, and just, like, is about to grab Gerald. Like, all of a sudden, it goes, like, takes a moment and just, would you like some assistance?
Gerald's like brushing snow off his hat and, I've probably got this. Scrabble.
No, it's okay. And he sort of like walks up and puts his back against Lena's side and does like the hand folding braiding the fingers, holding the hand out to give you like a boost.
All right. Awkwardly he tries to make good with the assistance.
Yeah, and you sort of like it just becomes like an uneven diversion of force as
it's just
he's
like
trying to chuck you up while you're bending your knee. He's trying to chuck upwards while you're relaxing the knee, so it's just like you sort of almost like knee yourself in the chest as your leg is just shot up from under. But you eventually make it up on top, and Arthur, no issue, just like gingerly hops up.
Nimble.
Grace.
I assume Rudy would be the only one at this point realizing that there is like handles on the sides of the basket.
Rudy uses the handles, but makes sure to make eye contact with Gerald.
Who's like lying in the basket wheezing after kneeing himself.
Yeah, and you also hear a voice from underneath you that goes, "Stay still until we're on the other side, please."
Rudy,
and
this trip is the worst.
Starts turning around all of a sudden, and it's like wobbling forwards, and then you hear the sploosh of coming into the water, and it gets steadier.
Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? Thank you, Lena. This is marvelous.
And looking over, you can see Lena's head is like below the surface.
Oh. Well,
it was.
Rudy gives the basket a reassuring pat. Hopes it gets the travels across.
Yeah, and as you get to the other side, Lena takes off to pick up the last view, and you're all getting sorted as Lena comes back, and Olin the dwarf and Pesty, they sort of like go like, okay, everybody move out, we want to spread out, we're still near the shore, we don't want to put too much weight on the ice, even though it's thick, it might break, we never know. So everybody spread out for a bit, and let's give Lena some space. Why don't we? As Lena's like, they got the basket off, and Lena is slowly turning back into a frost giant.
Cool.
Yeah, and
nice.
Pesty's like standing there with the back towards Lena, just like holding their clothes in their hands, like, here you go. And Olin the dwarf gingerly walks towards Nana, like eyes locked in Nana, but a big grin, and says, "Dear Madam Gnome, it has come to my attention that I might have overstepped my boundaries, and I wish to give you a heartfelt apology."
Dear Mr. Dwarf, apology accepted. Thank you so much. And thank you for the assist. I've honestly never seen so much of the ice. And she sticks out her hands, which hopefully he will take it. And she says, "My name is Melivora, but everyone calls me Nana."
And he grabs it with both hands and shakes it like he's
like very
squeezing hard. No, he's squeezing hard with both hands, but his shake is very gentle.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, that's
and
a
he
good
says,
handshake.
Olin Warren.
Olin, I should think the dwarves are thrilled to have someone so strong as you.
Well, I haven't seen another dwarf in nearly a year. I'm hoping to run into some once we get to our destination.
Oh, that'll be wonderful. I don't meet many dwarves.
Well, there aren't too many of us around here. We usually come in from the north or the east for trade, you know. Such did I. I just had the unfortunate events of, arriving during the wrong time, but I found these folk and they let me stay with them for the winter.
Oh, that's
That is one mighty blizzard, I will tell you. Oh, Lord, that's the weather.
And let's see.
Yeah, and Lena is now, like, they getting the sled back on, packing everything up, and Lena starts moving again.
Nana really wants to, like, ask Lena about the transformation, but doesn't know if it's appropriate or not, if it's, like, a weird topic, because it's not magic, so... She's gonna kind of kind of be at the front, but like not quite at the front. And she's like, "Oh, Lena, that was a beautiful shape you took back there in the water."
Lena looks a bit awkward and sort of like cringes away from the from the compliment and says, "Thank you. I don't really want to talk about it though."
Oh, my apologies, Lena. I was excited because I recently learned a soul beast form as well, but let's forget I brought this up.
I want to remind Cuddly for the bajillionth time that it's spell beast. I do like the expression soul beast.
Soul
I might make something.
Why am I saying? Look.
I can see this. I want to see, like, Arthur can see sort of a bit of tension between the awkwardness and thing. So I kind of run up to.
Oh no, that can only make it worse.
You're embarrassing her, Nana. Stop it.
Okay.
I kind of like get in between you, sort of thing, and
you can't really get in between since Lena is like on this sled, just like moving it forward, pushing the snow down.
That's true. There's only behind at this point.
Yeah.
And I go, "Hi, Lena."
Hello, Arthur. Is there anything you need?
Oh, just wanted to chat. Is that okay?
Sure, I guess. You wouldn't mind keeping an eye out, though. We're on new territory now.
Oh,
and I would like Arthur to roll a d20.
Uh-oh. Also, Nana's moved back at this point, muttering something about knowing when she's not wanted and young love. So,
I want Rudy to roll a medicine check, keeping an eye on Dust Goose.
We were doing so well.
And I want Dust Goose to roll a Constitution save.
Oh, hang on.
Oh my God.
Cuddly, what's this? Rudy is literally all medicine and heals. What are you going on about? See?
No, I thought it was gonna be a battle. That's why I said, "Oh no." I was like, "Why are?" But if it's just for Dust Goose, it makes sense.
Yeah, Dust Goose seem to be doing a lot better than anticipated.
Excellent.
Still, Dust Goose still isn't fully recovered, but you'd think by at this rate, maybe by the end of tomorrow.
All right. Dust Goose, you're doing well. You know, stay hydrated, stay very still on the horse, stay rugged up, and let me know if you feel any different, all right?
Thank you, Rudy, for taking care of Dust Goose.
You are very welcome. Very, very welcome.
So,
And I will say, Arthur, I see you're 16 that you rolled. I would say roll a perception check as you're walking behind Lena, who's pushing the sled.
oh, fucking hell!
Oh well, there you go.
Okay, I would then like for Nana to roll a perception check.
Oh no!
Go, Nana.
Oh my God.
We believe in you.
No, Nana's dice haven't been good yet. Nana.
Nana, please.
I'd say Rudy make a perception check at disadvantage because you're taking care of Dust Goose.
This is true. I am. There he is. We're slowly getting there. We're slowly
getting there. We're
crawling.
gonna do something.
Is that with disadvantage though?
Oh no, sorry, that wasn't with disadvantage. How do you do
roll again?
How do you do
You roll again. I don't think you can.
Yeah, you can.
Like that, but you can.
Yeah, you
but
can.
roll again, and you take the lower of the two results.
Oh, okay, right. All right, cool. Not a problem.
15.
Wow.
So
Wow. All right.
As you're walking through.
What disadvantage?
Rudy, you feel something under your foot. It feels like you've stepped on something hard all of a sudden.
Oh,
like something is like pointing, like poking up in your foot as you take a step. Like stepping on a rock, but with your shoes on.
Well, he's not going to cause a fuss immediately, but he's gonna like kick away at the snow beneath his feet because this is really weird.
Yeah, you wanna check what it is? You're kicking the snow.
Yeah. I'm kicking the snow away from what it is because it's such an odd thing, but he's not alarmed. Like,
and as you kick, like a flurry of snow flies up, and you can see like I'd say like the size of a D20 dice, a small object like flying through the air, and it's glinting in the sunlight.
Well, with Rudy's clear cat-like reflexes, he reaches out and grabs the object. I mean, like, what else is he gonna do here?
Roll a dex save. Dex save.
Okay.
It's actually a D20. We're getting that breaking that fourth wall.
As I said, cat-like reflexes right there. Hey.
I'll say 11 will be enough. You sort of like grab to it, but it's more like you slap it down to the ground again. And then...
he looks around. Did anyone see that? I don't think anyone saw that. Okay, cool.
And it looks to be looks very clear. It looks to be an uncut gem of some kind.
That was floating.
It wasn't floating.
You kicked it, man.
You kicked it into the air.
Oh, I kicked it in the air. Oh, I thought it was like kind of like a golden snitch opportunity here. I was like, what the fuck?
That's what I thought as well.
Well, if it was a floating gemstone, that would have been an Ayun stone.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's true.
Okay, well,
which would have been rad.
Thing.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right.
I believe it.
Well, Rudy sort of brushes the snow off.
What do you got there, Rudy?
You know what, Duskers? I don't know. It's a gem of some sort.
Have we seen him catch it, or are we doing other things?
Yeah, it's very obvious. Like
it's
he kicks
kicks something off, and then he's like, "Oh!"
I'd say at least Daskus and Gerald definitely notice. It's very obvious.
Nice.
Gerald.
Oh, if Gerald noticed, then he's like, "Ah, what is it?"
No, Gerald, it's safe. It's okay, Gerald. Look what I found.
He cancels his casting of Eldritch Blast.
Rudy's just like, don't you, Gerald? Don't you?
Whoa. What is it?
For an axe, like, where's the problem?
Oh god, we haven't even taken his axes away. He could kill anyone.
Rudy has noticed this. Rudy is mentally remembering for the future to take Dusgoos's axe away and put it in Nana's bag of holding.
I imagine you I could just now just got a flash of Rudy sneaking into Goose's tent while he's asleep and
oh my god.
And he's got his axe clutched to his chest like that. The second your fingers even touch the axe, eyes are just like Goose. No touch axe.
Goose's eyes don't open. The goose's the coif eyes open.
Oh.
This soulless eye staring back at Rudy going.
Yeah. And then, if you ever try and heal him while he's sleeping and he just cuts off one of your hands, and Nana goes, "Oh, unfortunate, but not unexpected."
But yeah, but Gerald actually is what is it?
It's a gem of some sort, Gerald.
Oh, magical,
here,
non-magical,
and Rudy chucks it to Gerald.
Oh,
no, does Gerald catch it?
No, he what he does is he goes and it just bounces off his hands.
Oh man.
Yeah, picking it up, it is a fine looking but raw gemstone of some kind.
A butt raw gemstone.
Well,
Cuddly.
What?
You okay there? Lockdown being hard on you?
Well, I don't have any reason to believe this is magical. I don't think. Right?
It looks like a gemstone.
Well, if it just looks like a normal gemstone. If it exhibits any odd properties, come see me. And,
excellent. Thank you for having a look at her for me.
Hands it back to Rudy.
Oh.
You can add it to your inventory. Just a gem.
A gem. All right. Cool.
A gem.
Because you're a gem.
Oh.
Thank you, Kelly.
What color is the gem?
It's like it's very translucent. It's like a clear color.
Oh, okay, like a quartz kind of a
gem.
It looks a bit. It like from being raw, it looks a bit smoky, like opaque. But if if it's cleaned up, it might be completely see-through.
A gem.
Neat.
It's a good thing. It's like we're not going to talk too much about it because I have so many geology puns and they're all schist.
Oh my god, why, Cuddly, please?
I feel like...
Okay, one day I will actually bring out the punishment panther.
Nana's gonna die.
The joke was okay. It could use a little bit of workshopping. It's a bit of a diamond in the rough.
So is Gerald. Gerald also.
I want to explain. I'm having a what in my chat, and I will explain. There is a something called the punishment panther, which is that if your pun is too bad, I will throw a panther at you in game. It will appear no matter where you are.
It's true. Honestly, I've been looking forward to it forever. I hope it doesn't fully kill me, but just sort of slightly maims me, so I learn the lesson but ignore it for next time.
and then the panther before leaving will say, maybe this be a lesson for the future.
Yes, and then everything will be worth it, and all will be right with the universe. I'll love it. I love it.
I look forward to this moment.
It is you. You're not going to learn the first time.
Yeah.
I won't even learn.
As you're pushing through,
no, absolutely not.
Day seems to slowly turn to night, and they stop, and everyone starts making camp. They're all setting up camp.
We setting up camp?
Set up camp, get food, have sleep.
Yes, I will say deplete a ration.
A ration.
Everybody remove a ration.
What does everyone want for dinner, eh? What do you want for dinner?
Whatever you make will be fine, Nana.
Probably something warm again, because Das Goose has like super hypothermia, yeah.
Something warm and soupy.
Soup, hypothermia.
Fuck it, we're going chicken noodle soup. Good for the soul, man.
I'm gonna help Goose into the pit this time.
Oh, thank you! Finally, some assistance.
I'm gonna give him some endless hot cocoa to try and.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's the real medicine.
That's the best item I've ever given you.
Oh, Arthur.
The most used, that's for sure.
So you don't get any marshmallows for that.
That's okay.
Oh, that was a marshmallow roll. I was like, oh no. What happened?
I then sort of, even though he's not hurt or anything like that, I kind of want to make sure no one else is in the room with me.
Rudy isn't leaving. Dust Goose.
Rudy isn't leaving, and he gets really close to the camera, like.
Yeah, Rudy's not
Rudy will never leave his patient.
I say to Rudy, I just need it a little bit alone with the goose for a second.
Why?
I just need to look. It's something of my ritual that I do. To help people that are injured. It's just more of a prayer, but it's more of a single man prayer.
Arthur, I trust you, buddy.
Yep.
But remember, Dust Goose is my patient.
Yes.
Under my care.
Yes.
Don't break this trust.
No funny business.
Rudy leaves the tent.
I give it a couple of seconds. So even though the goose is not hurt, I still want to use my ring.
Oh?
I want to say the word Samantha. And I want to try and make Goose very comfortable and sleeping.
And Goose, you become very warm. As you're not missing any hit points, you don't regain any hit points. you're still sick, but you feel like a temporary alleviation of your pain and your fever.
Does Rudy
and very
again...
quickly falls asleep. Well, the thing is that the ring heals in a wave, so there might be like a warm gust that just like flows out of the tent and hits Rudy.
And this is the second time.
15 foot.
This is the yeah. So this is the second time you've felt this.
Yeah,
He's hotboxing the goose.
Like being a healer himself, Rudy. Since it's the second time he's felt it, he now has nailed down that this is definitely a healing spell.
Would he have?
Well, this is the second.
I'd say,
close.
yeah.
But
well, the first time you deduced it to be a healing spell because you had an actual wound in your face that knitted up.
That knitted up, right?
That's right. Yeah. So this time now, I reckon he's got an idea. It's coming from Arthur.
And you have seen Arthur do healing before, but this is different.
But so once I cast the spell, I want to kind of fall to sort of my knees and grabbing my head, sort of just in pain, sort of just like I'm going through something.
Yeah, and Dusku's like very quickly just falls asleep. It's comfy.
Danny's just asleep, yeah.
All I'm thinking about is the old chair meme, like, but can it do this?
Good night, Danny.
And as Nana is prepping food, one of the halfling twins just like shows up out of nowhere next to you. Sin, it says, like, as you're picking things out of your bag, just goes like, is that bag magic? Where'd you get it?
Oh fuck, where did I get it?
Where did you get it?
Probably from Finica.
I was gonna say, I don't think I bought it anywhere. I'm guessing my friend gave it to me. So Nana will gladly oblige. Was it Sin? Not Sen.
This is Sin.
I'm sorry. Sin is the one that likes magic. Sen is the one that likes footprints. I got you.
Yes.
Oh, Nana could test him and turn into different animals. That would be so cute.
Oh.
Okay. we might get there. You never know. So Nana turns to Sin and says, "Well, it is magical. I got it from a very magical friend. Her name is Finica, and she's been everywhere. She tells me all these wonderful tales."
Really? Everywhere?
Well, maybe not everywhere. You know, I don't think she ever talked about the ice like you've been. So why don't you tell me about the ice?
Olin once told me that there's like this big sea, but it's made of sand, and that makes no sense. The seas are made of water.
Seas are made of water, but have you ever seen the ocean?
I have. Our usual spot is very close to the edge of the Icelands.
Well, do you know how the water goes on, and all you see is water?
Yeah.
I've seen a place that goes on and on, but it's sand.
Really?
You can't see the other side. But you can walk on it? Not like an ocean.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen sand.
Oh, well, it's like a rock, but very small. Pulling out that Junior Rangers knowledge right now.
So it's just like a single tiny rock that goes on forever and ever? That doesn't make sense.
No, it makes sense.
Nana's very patient with children, by the way. Cuddly's not. Nana attempts to explain it, but each way she explains it doesn't quite get through to Sin, but they almost come to an understanding of what it is not. It's not a big rock, and they know that much, and it's not a medium-sized rock, and they have decided it's very small, and there's lots of them, but I don't know that Sin can,
yeah, Sin is just like, won't you just fall through?
And honestly, she's asking good questions, and Nana's like, huh, yeah, why don't you just pull through? like she's asking some good questions there, and Nana just doesn't have that environmental knowledge to be like, no, there's, like actual rock underneath. Like she figures, they almost get there. They're very close. They're like 75% almost there, I would say.
Hey, 35%'s passing grade.
There we go. She can pass the test on what a desert is not. It is not.
What is Gerald up to?
Oh, if they're camping, he would have just pitched his tent and is just, chilling.
Every time.
That panther's coming for you.
I am racing against Cuddly to get attacked by that panther at this rate.
I mean, it's gonna get panted first.
But
the panther could just get a 2-for-1 deal.
I mean.
So that. Just get shoved back in the water. Yeah, no, Gerald, I mean, he doesn't really have anything to do at the moment, so he's probably just sitting in his tent, watching people go by and doing their thing and, seeing if anyone needs him for anything and trying to stay out of their way if not.
Yeah. And sometimes, every now and then, when you look at the pearl, it almost looks like there's like something liquid inside of it.
Ooh.
It's
like
every now and then it just looks like there's water moving on the inside.
Oh, I keep forgetting about. Okay, yes, the pearl. I'm gonna. What kind of material? Does it? I mean, pearl. Okay.
It is a pearl.
Yeah, so it's an oddly blue pearl, and it sort of seems like there's water in it.
It's very deep blue.
A deep blue
and
pearl.
It's got like the pearlescence of it just makes it look like you're looking down through clear but deep water.
Interesting. Well, can I mean, because it's a bit unusual. Pearls aren't generally a deep blue. Can I potentially? I mean, now that I have a pearl, technically, can I cast a ritual identify on this pearl?
Sure, definitely.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll ritually prepare and identify a spell, and cast it focused on the blue pearl itself.
How does ritual casting work for Gerald?
Basically,
you have to use your book.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, yeah, mechanically it just takes extra time, but flavor wise, how he does it.
Flavor. I'm listening.
It's so I mean, essentially he's following the sort of the instructions that are in the book. So I imagine there are candles involved. Like he like lays out some sort of a mat or something that he can chalk on, or make some sort of markings on, and essentially candles plus floor markings equals magical ritual.
There is also, I will say, there's like a page in the book that has like a miniature ritual circle in it for small items.
Oh.
It's like there's like text and scribbles, and then there's like an open circular space in the middle of the page.
Oh, nice.
Candles?
That's very convenient. I don't think Gerald thought about it. Some of them would be scented.
But they're spicy. It's not really a scent as much as it's just like stings in your nostrils.
They're a little bit accurate.
Nana likes, no.
Yeah, no. But even if he was like just shopping for candles, he would just grab whatever's there without consideration for what scents they might be. So he's probably got like an assortment of like completely clashing smells. And
but no matter what candles Gerald tries, whenever they're used in magic, it just smells like burnt stuff.
So this is probably why he doesn't care what flavor smell they are, I guess, because they come out the same anyway.
Are literally the worst smell.
Yeah, so he lights his burnt toast candles and and does this ritual.
And the pearl is not really magical. It is valued at 200 golds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a pearl, but it is a pearl from the plane of water.
Wow. I mean, that's pretty special in and of itself.
Yeah.
I mean, this is never getting sold. I'll say that right up front. Yeah, go on.
Just double checking. No, wrong on me. As you're flipping through, like about to close the book, you realize as you pick the pearl up from the circle, there's like a smudge of blood on the page that just gets sucked up by the parchment.
Oh, did I paper cut myself?
Yeah, and you look and you realize like there's like a tiny paper cut looking thing on your thumb.
Every time. I mean, it's great that it keeps its pages in such good condition, but jeez.
Hey, messy one.
So
yeah,
does Rudy come back in the tent total like later?
No.
I think no.
Like he doesn't come into the tent until Arthur leaves. He said he trusted you. He said you asked for privacy. Rudy just stands outside the tent and makes himself useful.
You can definitely hear Dusky snoring. After just a bit of a moment, the heat, the warmth comes through you, Rudy, as you're standing outside the tent. And then like just like 20-30 seconds later, you can hear Dusky snoring.
Yeah, and with this, Rudy would nod and probably go set up his own tent and whatnot. You know, he's satisfied.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to sort of pick myself up, and as I exit the sort of the tent as such, I'm sort of stumbling, grabbing my head a little bit, and I'm walking off. I'm gonna walk past Rudy.
Arthur, you're not looking too crash hot there, buddy. The prayer take more out of you. I know a thing or two about prayers. They sometimes can drain you. They can drain you.
Yes, and I've left a certain thing on. I've forgotten to take it off. Just hoping someone.
Yeah.
So I kind of turn around.
Oh my god.
Gone. I'm not feeling too well.
Oh, Arthur, you're not normally sporting jewelry. This is different for you.
Oh, yes. Come talk to me later. Yes.
Oh, all right. Yeah, sure. This wouldn't have anything to do with that warm, fuzzy feeling I felt earlier, would it?
That backstory we're all ignoring.
He's like, what? Oh. She's really something different really takes it out of you, doesn't it?
He's currently asleep.
Yeah. No, the question is, will Rudy remember to go talk to Arthur later, or will he
I was like, guaranteed he won't even see the ring. He'll be just like, oh yeah, okay, well.
Right here.
I'm off in my own tent, and I kind of stay there for the rest of the night. Not even coming out for food.
Whoa!
Now,
absolutely
not.
not.
No, hold on. That can't happen. No. So Rudy, you know what? Rudy felt like, Arthur's trying to reach out. This seems like an olive branch. So, before Nana can get too angry at Arthur,
Arthur, get out of here!
Rudy goes, look, Nana.
He's gonna nod to the tent, like, take your soup.
with a slipper in hand.
Yes.
Rudy sees Nana going for the slipper and he's like, Nana, please, look,
give me the bowl.
Give me the bowl. Let me take care of it. I think Arthur needs a heart-to-heart with someone that I don't know. I think he's reaching out. I think I need to have a chat with him. And as being the possibly the most spiritually in-tuned person here. Maybe I should have a chat with him.
Nana reluctantly gives over the bowl because she remembers that you burned the soup, so...
Who knows what he might do to this
you can
one?
See it in her eyes. She's like, I know you won't do it, but still, I do not trust.
Nana,
I do not trust.
What could I possibly do to this soup between here and that tent?
Nana has said nothing, but you know in her eyes.
Yeah,
you can see it in her eyes.
No, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. I see
like,
the
kind
rut
of keeps looking at
you. Look, I see the rut in the snow here. I'm going to go around the rut in the snow, and as Rudy very carefully steps around the rut that might have tripped him over, he slips on a slightly icy patch and like almost spills a bit. He's like, oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, okay.
Nana's like staying very calm, even though she's like very wide eyes.
And Lena's sitting like crisscross applesauce by the campfire, like with the big pot cooking, just watching this. Like, well, you look like you get along well. Have you known each other for long? Asking Nana.
Oh yes. We've been adventuring together for oh my god, how many years? How many years is this, guys? Is this like not that long?
It's been a bit of time. Like, this isn't our first adventure together, yeah?
No, this is our first adventure together.
Somewhere. That's fair. I'd say maybe half an hour, a year to a year.
Oh, we've known each other for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, I gotta go.
We go way back since yesterday.
I met these beautiful people when they were born yesterday. That is... yeah.
So about 6 months, was it?
6 months, half a year.
Probably about 6. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, Nana says as much. About 6 months, 5 or 6, 5 or... Time goes so fast now.
Yeah, well, you seem like a rowdy bunch. Even though I hear you yelling at each other, you all seem to get along.
Oh, a bit of yelling doesn't mean that we don't still enjoy each other's friendship. It just means we're loud.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Lena hasn't even heard the loudest yet. Dust Goose has been quiet as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, right? Just
oh
wait
my god.
till you meet Goosey when he's not in hypothermia mode.
Yeah, I've been thinking because I think I've got you all figured out, kind of. You do the cooking. You keep everyone on track. Arthur seems to have a good set of eyes on him. And even though he's a bit weird, he talks a lot. He's...
Pain.
I'm guessing Rudy is your physician? And Gerald, well, the hat does say wizard.
Working as intended.
Gerald, do you even spell wizard right? I don't even know.
No, it's wrong.
I love that.
Is it 2 Z's or something?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And Lena, like, scrowns their, like, brows together a bit and says, What does Goose do? Because I've just seen him rolled up in that hide, but he looks kind of big. Is he security?
Oh, Das Goose. Well, sometimes he gets angry and he honks.
Explanation ever.
Just get like a jaw drop, the jaw close, the jaw drops, the jaw close.
And Nana's like very matter of fact.
Oh, okay. Lena like keeps eating. Like, sure.
Does Goose, like, in his fever dreams, like, go honk, honk, honk?
And we all like,
Oh, well, I'm laying down for the night, but thank you for the company. Thank you for the food, Nana. And Lena sort of like, just like puts the bowl down and goes from sitting to just lying down in the snow. Puts their hands like under their shin and just like gets comfy.
Nana's about to go back to her tent, or like clean up and go back, but then she goes, "Do you need a blanket?"
No, I'm good. I'm good. The cold doesn't bother me anyway.
Nice. Got him.
So how long have you been waiting on that one?
Be honest.
There was a split second where it was like, should I? Yes.
Yes,
You're in good company to do so.
All right. Well, Nana says, Nana actually asks, "Do you need company?"
Well, I probably should get some sleep because we're heading out tomorrow, and you never know what the weather's gonna be like.
All right. Well, have a good night. And Nana shuffles off to her own tent.
Yeah, and as you like move over, you look over your shoulder before heading into your tent. You see Lena sort of like with a foot just like shoves some snow over the campfire, and it goes out.
Perfect. Was gonna
like still laying down, like how you're trying to, like, if there's a pillow on top of your covers and you're trying to move it with your feet under the covers. That's so like just shoving snow around with your feet.
I love that. Yeah. Nice. And Nana will tuck into bed, leaving.
Yeah, and night comes and night goes. I will say, Gerald, you have dreams of just floating in water. Like you're not drowning, you're just surrounded by water.
Well, that was my first immediate fear.
But you quickly realize there's a moment of realization, like, oh, I'm in water, where you start like trying to hold your breath, but you realize that you can breathe. You're unaffected. And it's just things moving around all over the place, and there's just water. You can't see anything that resembles a surface or a bottom. There's just water all over. And all of a sudden,
yes.
Someone in chat typed he pees himself thinking he's in water. So...
Oh no.
But as you're in the water, and you can hear this song, a soothing humming, just undulating all over. It would be closer to when Ariel is singing to Ursula. There's just like this hymn coming through the water, and you see, like, far away, because the water isn't pitch black, it's dark but not pitch black, and far away you can see what looks to be, they look like the tail of a whale, but the upper body of a human, but also with a fin on their back. And there's like a handful of them just swimming around.
Oh.
And there are like schools of fish. There's like, you do think, however, that the bottom might be downwards. You can't see it, but there is like seaweed and growth coming up from the depths. But looking up towards the opposite, where you'd think a surface would be, there's just more water.
No surface.
And then there's a moment when you're looking around, when all of a sudden the water just gets uncomfortably warm. Someone turned the heat up full, and all of the fish just like starts darting away. The creatures in the distance, they just disappear, and you can see below you bubbles start rising. And you just hear a voice go, "Mine." And all of a sudden you're surrounded by fire, and you wake up in sweats.
Oof.
Yeah, and you're just drenched in sweat, just like, and in your hand you're clutching the pearl, and it's got the ever faintest crack in it.
Ooh.
Oh. No, I need this. That's concerning. Guess no more sleep for me tonight.
Rudy dreams of a massive stone chamber. You quickly, in your dream, this is home, sort of. It's the home you once ran from.
Okay. Yep. No,
This is...
Yep. This is uncomfortable.
And around you, you see iconography. You see paintings of massive feasts of food. And you hear a voice, a very maternal voice, that comes from an open fireplace at the very end, by the altar. Behind it, there's a fireplace that's burning, but the fire is like very golden, very like, it's not orange or yellow. Yep. It's like near golden, and it's brilliant. And you just hear a voice say, "You need to remember, Rudy."
I don't want to remember. You know I don't want to remember.
But you need to. This is important.
Nope. Rudy kind of half turns away. Nah, don't want him.
And all the paintings, like, because all the paintings, all the frescoes, all the sculptures, it's just food. It's just massive amounts of food. And as you're just looking around in denial, it's like the stone plates of food, the painted dining tables, everything starts rotting.
Ooh. Ugh. Ah. Ugh.
And I need you to make a perception check.
Oh. Dream dice, go. Dream dice. 14.
The voice says, "You need to remember," before the fire suddenly turns blue. A pale blue. Ooh. And the whole chamber is just filled with this like eerie lighting, and everything is sort of like underlit. There are high shadows up against the ceilings, and in all of the paintings, all of the statues of people eating the food, they go from being very jovial, like healthy looking, to being bloated and stuffing their faces.
Oh.
And you realize that the actual dais of the altar where the priest would hold his sermon has a giant fly with a skull on it.
Oh,
that's
shit.
An interesting coincidence.
And then as you turn around, two hands just grab your face, two cold, pale hands, and you're just looking into a pale face with black eyes. And the dream just fades.
Oh god.
And you wake up in the morning, and you just don't remember dreaming anything after that.
Oh, so I don't remember the dream.
You remember the dream, but you don't remember what happened after.
Okay. That was a time. Also, the cold feeling that Rudy feels, he feels it on his face, but he also feels on his hands. His mittens are not on his hands. They somehow got thrown off, and he is very concerned. Very, very concerned.
Not the mittens.
Not the mittens.
Not the mittens.
Not the mittens, man.
Not the mittens. Ooh. That was odd. Remember what? Doesn't help if I've forgotten what I need to remember. Just a nightmare.
Arthur Orblet, not having slept much, took some time to ponder, just remembering the past. You had your 4 hours of rest that you needed, but the other, waiting for everyone else to wake up, you were just locked in thought. And as morning comes to, Dusgoose, you're feeling still sick, but a whole lot better. And when Rudy comes in to check on you in the morning, Dusgoose is sitting up. Like,
Goose, you alright? You all good? How do you feel?
Dusgoose is feeling surprisingly good. Last night I felt very, very warm.
Very warm. Oh, I see. I mean, we did have your tent a little bit closer to the fire, but not too close. We didn't want you burning down in the night.
It didn't quite feel like that. It was like inside Dusgoose guts and feels warm from the inside.
Well,
it was probably very much like being held by a loved one when feeling blue.
Well, I didn't do anything like that. Huh.
But had very good sleep. Best sleep for a few days. Good sleep.
Well, Goose, you certainly look a lot chipper. Your temperature seems to be a little bit better today. You probably don't need as many tents around you while traveling today. Also, just make sure you thank Arthur. I think Arthur gave you a little prayer before you went to sleep last night. I reckon that might have had something to do with it.
Dusgoose remembers Arthur nearby when go to sleep. Dusgoose will thank him.
Look, don't tell Arthur I said this, but I think he's a good guy. I think he's all right.
Arthur is a good guy.
Not as loud. Not as loud. All right.
Arthur is a good guy. What you talking about?
I think we should lay off him a little bit. All right. Okay. All right. Good.
And Dusgoose, you would notice that like it's not a big deal, but Rudy's hands were slightly colder this morning.
When Rudy checked your temperature, it's a little bit colder than normal.
Rudy's hands are usually very warm, very soft, but now they were like almost cold to the touch.
You can do like this to check the temperature, and it's like,
what?
You need to warm up your hands. Yeah, quite cold.
That is odd. Huh.
Here, hold out hands. And he goes and like cups hands and does like a little.
Aww.
Hands
you
now.
deserve Dusgoose.
Does it work or?
It works.
Thank you, Goose. And you know what? Next time I need a good hand massage, you know what? I'll bring the baby oil, and I know who to come to.
Rudy has baby oil.
I might have a small vial.
Dusgoose give good massages.
Yes.
But let Dusgoose know if being too rough.
No.
There have been incidents.
Goose, you have the lightest touch I know, Rudy says as a chuckle to himself as he leaves the tent.
He said, like a liar.
Oh my god. Yes.
Dusgoose hands would probably be very coarse and calloused, honestly.
Yeah. Rudy is inspecting his hands, making sure everything's okay as he leaves the tent. He's like, didn't break the skin anywhere? No.
And the difference between our hands are like night and day. Yours are perfectly polished and like nice, soft and clean, and his are just like dirty and calloused, and he's got like dirt under his nails.
Although probably not with Rudy attending him.
No, that's the strange thing, Goose. You've noticed now that you're looking at your hands are actually a lot cleaner. Like the dirt isn't under your nails, and it's like they do feel slightly softer. Maybe like a small scent of lavender as well. Like it's just
Oh wow.
Being given a French manicure, just like in the middle of the night.
Oh, I love it. Them just having like manicures like a sleepover.
But as you're all packing,
Rudy takes good care of his patients. You know, it's just
full service.
He does.
Yeah,
he does. And yeah, as you all come to, you're packing up camp. All of the halflings are packing up their stuff. Pesty's walking around trying to help everyone, and they're just like trying to be nice and say, no, we're good. Just standing around looking like he wants to be of use, but he's got no idea where to go.
Aww.
Pestil, come and help our tent. Yeah, come and help Nana. Nana needs a bit of hand. Yeah,
it's Pesty, but sure.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I had a rough night. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. You said Pestil yesterday too.
You did.
Actually.
Rudy turns away, embarrassed, to go. Nana needs help.
And Nana proceeds to have Pesty open part of the bag, and I don't know who's holding. Probably Rudy's holding the other side, trying not to make eye contact, and she's shoving the cauldron in.
And Pesty's just looking on in wonder, just like that's a handy
It's a big
haversack.
bag, isn't it?
But it is in fact a bag of holding. No, but he goes like, oh, that's quite handy. You should probably get one myself. How much did you buy this for? Where did you buy it? Where did you get it?
Oh, I didn't buy it for anything. I got it from a friend. I swapped her some living. So they're pet rocks, but they're covered in moss, and then they grow into a bush of your, those little like chia pets things that you can like shape and grow. And it's like that, but apparently it's a hobby of druids to do that. Says I in the last 5 seconds.
There's also there is also there are like living elemental beings. So there are something called sodhounds that are like just dirt and moss that shapes into canines as it grows up.
Oh, that's probably it. Yeah.
Grass doggo.
Yeah. I swapped her for it, and yeah.
New life goal.
Wow, that's exciting. I'm gonna have to look and see if they got something in Bora. There's usually a fair number of magical practitioners who sell off some of their own creations. I'll keep an eye out.
Oh yes, it's very handy.
Yeah, and sort of like after the cauldron goes in, sort of like he looks in and is a bit reluctant to let go of the bag. And then as you like joint get back, Sin is up next to you and just goes like, Nana, what happens if I put my head in there?
You lose your head.
What?
Nana's like laughing that old lady laugh, but Sin is like, it's too late, she's been scarred.
and Sin runs off going like, Sen, the bag can eat you. And you see like the other halfling Sen is like looking like almost overly dramatically with the hand up, like at the edge of camp, just looking around like,
I freaking love these two.
And they're all packing up, and Lena gets ready with their sled, and just said, "Oh well, we're heading out. We've still got a few days to go, I'm afraid.
Days.
Everyone ready?"
I call for a horse called
Samantha, and it's a beautiful looking horse, but not in the way that the Arthur horse was. This one looks calm, collected, and it has eyes that when you get eye contact, they just say, "It's okay, I understand."
I go up to the horse and I'm patting, really sort of showing emotion.
Yeah, and the horse like shoves its forehead towards Arthur's forehead.
Aw.
I did not ask for feelings, Josie.
Come up
I did not ask for any.
Someone play the clip. No. And I
spoke to Arthur, but he's just like, oh, he's having a moment. So he just kind of like.
and it's like you still feel too weak to like fully walk, but you could probably get up on the horse yourself if someone just gave you a boost.
Cool.
But as I know, Joey's come along, I'll do help though.
Yeah, I want someone to roll a d20.
Oh, I'll roll a d20. I haven't done too much rolling today.
Do a d20.
Goose that dice.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh god.
What do we get?
Oh, it's a
It's
one.
not showing it.
One.
Oh no.
And as perfect, this is perfect. And as the party goes, all of a sudden, Lena stops, and Arthur, you hear a noise. You hear what sounds to be like something heavy coming towards you, like as the group. And Duskus, as you're looking around, you see something massive, just massive coming towards you. And as you all look, you just see like coming through the snow, it's like just bulldozing through, coming straight towards you. Lena just like drops their sled, goes for an axe in the belt, and says, "Everyone get ready!" As a giant mammoth is just charging. And we'll pick up next week.
No!
I've avoided combat for so long.
God damn it.
I got a mammoth. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh, look at the mammoth!
It's kind of big.
It's
Kind of thing, what you think?
Whoa.
God, I don't think
Here's
Draftors
Nana.
is working.
That thing is mammoth.
Oh my god.
I'm
That is
guessing this
so
one
lame.
doesn't want any carrots.
No, I don't think carrots are gonna
I
solve
don't
this.
think it wants carrots.
Nope. This one wants to eat.
This one wants to rampage.
Gerald, just specifically. Oh no.
All right. Wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it happened. We avoided combat
happened.
for so long.
We did. We did.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
boy, am I
now
glad that
the Evan Rex
that
week.
Dusk Goose is back on his feet now for this.
Yeah. Right.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I
We'll
mean,
see what happens.
it's better than
I
burrito.
It's true.
I'd say for the purposes of mechanics, just for mechanics, Duskus has the poisoned condition,
Okay.
This makes
which just says you can do things as normal, but you have disadvantage on basically everything.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to figure out how to like do that automatic disadvantage rolls in.
Yeah, if you click on your conditions tab on your character sheet, you can add poisoned.
Oh, conditions.
Top right, I think. Should be like
Oh, hey, why don't you give
resistances,
yourself just like a level of exhaustion? That'd do the job, wouldn't it?
Would it?
I think so. Oh no, that'd be a disadvantage on ability checks. Just
No,
for
but that
one.
could work. That could work. Maybe. No, we'll go with poison because it's still pretty heavy.
I mean, you could give him any level of exhaustion, actually.
I'll give it a think over the week.
Alright, I'll have
and
it set to poisoned for now.
yeah, and I might change it for next week.
Yeah, level 3
How?
would be probably
But
work.
feel free to give me ups and downs of today's sessions. I wanna know what you liked and if there's anything to be improved upon.
I like your characters. They're so endearing.
Yeah.
They are.
becoming,
Yeah.
it's becoming a gimmick of just making like crowds of tiny like comic relief characters.
I love
It's just
it.
it always happens in all of my campaigns. It's just like, oh, here's a group of small people that are funny and enjoyable.
I love it.
I love it so much.
Yeah. I love it. I love the dreams. I mean, I can't speak for those characters, but I think that's so cool.
Yeah, no, very
That's,
cool.
Gives us a
I
little.
will point out,
snippets to let us know that
Nana
we're-
herself would know this. I want to point out this for Nana. Nana herself would know that you have in your hair. Usually, your hair is whatever color you want it, but there is a single streak of white.
Oh.
Was this what like a newly whitened streak, or?
It's like it's grown out during the time you've been on the ice.
Oh.
Is it from lack of plants?
Cuddly Raptor,
It's fine, guys.
It's fine, guys.
Oh no, the plant is frosting over.
It's fine, guys.
I mean, I could tell you all what's happening, but I think I'm just gonna send a message to Cuddly.
Yeah. No, that's better that way.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
I'm also concerned for Gerald, like night one of just having this pearl in his possession, and his freaking patrons already like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you done fucked up with the ID check, son.
Oh my god.
Speaking of the pearls though, because what I had in mind, I immediately thought of this kind of pearl. It's like a New Zealand pearl. It comes from power shells, so they've got that like deep.
They've got a pearlescent surface to the shell. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
cool.
But a bit more oval, and yeah, but that's a good reference. That's a very good reference.
Oh, cool.
And kind of liquidy on the inside.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's moving. Sometimes when you look at it, it looks like something's moving in it, but it doesn't. Like when you shake it, it doesn't do anything. But it's like
shake it,
water
it's a snow globe.
passing through. Yeah, but nothing happens when you shake it. It's like moving at its own pace.
Very interesting.
It's a pearl from the plane of water.
Yeah, very cool.
Very cool.
So she was a naiad?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. I'm so glad I didn't get murdered by her. That was great.
Well, she wasn't planning on murdering you.
Yeah, but see, Gerald assumed that she was.
Yeah. Let's just say Bean was going crazy in chat last week and this week. Like, Gerald, don't do it. Don't do it.
God, can you imagine if you had just like not even talked to her, and then we just like you die later in the story because you like didn't talk to her?
That could be entirely possible. I mean, I could die because I did talk to her. Who knows? Anything could happen in the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
Look, you handled that situation a lot better than Arthur would have.
I think you should just run up and done like cannonball.
It wouldn't have been cannonball sort of stuff. It would have been.
But let me tell you that hot spring. I will tell you that hot spring was indeed an opening to the plane of water. So if you had dropped in, you would like basically what Gerald saw in his dream. That's just what would have been like.
I would have just like accidentally slipped myself into the plane of water and gone.
I kind of wish that it happened, and we're all like, "Ha!" Wait for stew.
I personally, this session was great, and I do want to say thank you, Denny, for taking over the music, because everything's been so much more stable on my end.
Oh, good.
I just want to point that out there. It's like I haven't lost any frames. Streamlabs has been on the green.
We love it.
And it's just it's comforting in my soul.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and the computer's been handling it fine, so I'm more than happy to just take over that from now on.
Thank you.
And we can always share it around if your
Are you
computer
able
starts
to?
going no.
Are you able to control the music still, Josie, or nah?
No, but I'll send some info over to Denny about what soundsets I usually use and when to use them.
All right.
So I'll give the power over to Denny to decide what music goes when, with
Oh no.
some conditions that you. This is. Oh wait, what was it? Freedom under responsibility.
Freedom with supervision.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
You're my sound supervisor.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
All right.
Where we go?
Josie, are you still?
I am. We're
Mega dungeon. Mega dungeon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rodu, are you joining us?
Of course.
Okay, we're going over to my other. We're doing an extra stream, an extra game of the Hexcrawl Mega Dungeon, the Colombian Exploration Company.
Very fun.
I've got a brand new character after Wok Agnaba died.
Just,
Yeah.
everybody across the chat. So this is the campaign that, again, anyone can join if they're early enough to get into it?
Yep.
Yes, and currently I think we have 1 or 2 seats open.
Yeah, because I had 2 people ask me earlier on in the stream, they might have joined the Discord. So just as an FYI, if you are still looking to see what that is about, Josie is about to stream it. You can see it for a stream, and then maybe next time you could join in, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
This will be
Thank you, Orb, for the raid.
Yeah. Sending people over too.
Orb's already doing a raid over.
Yeah. I think currently on the roster we have Roju, we have Bean, we have Commander Meerkat who joined us yesterday.
Oh.
Should be coming by. We might have Kayla. And the Dark Highness said she was joining as well.
Oh, really?
For the
That's a
first
great
jump.
lineup.
Cool.
That's awesome.
So I think we've got 1, maybe 2 seats available, and people can definitely come look and see if there's anything they want to join. We call it a bit like D&D for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
It's D&D, but it's basically just looting and combat and gearing up. The way I said it yesterday was like it's a roguelite in D&D.
It's a dungeon crawl, yeah.
That's fun.
It
That's
is.
super-
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do, and thank you, Cuddly. Thank you for raiding.
You're
Thank you for coming
welcome.
by.
Where the heck is my notes from that?
Roji will find out. Bean is saying that Wiley wants a piece of Wok's shell to use as a breastplate.
Oh. You're welcome to it.
Alrighty. I will meet you guys in the raid over.
I sent my raid.
Yeah, thank you, Cutley. Yeah, we're gonna play. I'm just gonna go run to the little girls' room super quick and change some things up, but I will have a stream running and we'll have good times. It's usually a lot of shenanigans when we play on the other game. Thank you all for being here.
I'm going
and I'm hyped to see how this mammoth encounter goes.
Oh my god.
I am too. I'm very excited.
And yes, I don't have
We'll see
anyone
how
to
that
send
goes.
over. So what I'll do for anyone who is lurking that I can't tell is there, I will send you all over to Josie as well. Because there's not much in the way, like we don't do it on video chat or anything like that, so there's not much in the way of
not really.
Visuals to see. So you might as well just see from Josie's perspective, and
Video
we'll
chat might be in the future. As I've said to a lot of things, we might change things in the future when we have an established group of regulars.
Yeah. But
But
do
for
look
now,
forward to
no.
my character because it's going to be just as ridiculous as Wok Agnabar.
It is.
I love that. Alright.
I'm
But
ready.
then I
I'm
must
so
sloop.
ready.
I must
I'm-
sloop.
Go Sloop. We see you
Go
next.
Sloop, Cuddly!
Wait. How are we doing next week? Denny is.
I won't be able to attend for tomorrow. I mean, that next week's stream. Well, I
Yes.
may
We need
not.
our
I'm
goose.
just trying to find out what's going on.
We need our goose.
So or we could simply say, Duskus is too sick to take part in the combat.
He is still pretty sick. He can't move around too much.
He's fully
That's the way
sick.
we could just say that he is sick and taking a rest, and we will play the session without Denny. Is everyone
Yes.
okay with this?
You guys are gonna have to endure combat without the boost.
I know. I'm not thrilled
Oh,
about it.
that's okay.
we'll
I mean,
think
we'll
about it.
we'll
Yeah,
handle it.
I would be happy to wait.
So I'll let you guys know as soon as I know.
Oh
what's
right,
going
yes, of course, because you're out next Sunday. Yeah.
on.
Well, I mean, if there's
I'm hoping to try and get back in time, but I need to wait and see what happens.
yeah, no worries.
It's,
Uh,
there's way
we'll-
too much
we'll-
stuff in the air at the
we'll
moment,
work it
especially
out.
Like family drama, things like that.
Yeah.
Family drama.
Anyway.
Look at our pretty map.
Yes. Can't wait.
Like a little honeycomb.
All of these tiles are removable, by the way, and the map is underneath.
Yes.
Super good. All right, participants, I'm sending you over to Josie now. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Thank you for your patronage. Bye.
Oh. Thank you, Ozzy, for the raid. I'm switching over to doing everything.